2025 in Boko. That the soldiers involved in this act of 13 July 2025 be investigated and prosecuted when found culpable. That there be an immediate overhaul of the military and all security agencies in Boko. That the security personnel will be deployed and maiming innocent people without more. That the Ghana Armed Forces should immediately or should take immediate steps to rebuild the statue of our overlord, pay decent and reasonable compensation to the family of those they murdered, compensation to the injured, and to refund of the full value of the properties the soldiers destroyed. We pray that the government, through the Ghana Armed Forces, will accede our demand in order to restore the cordial, peaceful relation that existed between us. We understand the pain and hurt of our youth. We are equally in Kusau and restore calm. We want to use this opportunity to thank you once again for attending to us at this short notice.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Memene da de ebe da kese de ama wo any party ni nyina da. Wakoye chairman of the planning committee boyen wadaroma. Memene da no dwumadie no enhyehyɛ na kodu sen na ahoboabo no so etisen.
Yo meda se nyame adomo a memenda yesha se be daotwe nsani chiche adwuma no mu omombehwe omomu tukwan free Ghana mama nyina aba ka be no mu de beba basis ahoro ntie committee ombehwe transportation so my bibia omnibus company kase baako on the enimu enna the companies ahoro be aka no ho omo fa ni pefli Ghana fa na nyina so I say nyame adom ehwe da nyumre be abedu obedu amobeda hene and also your take committee for so a pet baby nipa do we better do we better ha the head nipa bem so no kachi delegates no ankasa kakra dem tunusia that nipa who be a they do mo account ya from so bomba kikani nyina bomo a he no mo better he baby play the way she fumigation kakra best of better for in the money now so chairman of the committee also at the report of them a teacher not to of the baby ada they don't be there and you don't know about the doing at their channel and we are saying that also and also committee for very day so also say nyane baby nipa do beda nyane be na ekoho we musu baby we beda nyane be na ekoho mfana nyame adomo a say upa na yes delegates nko na eba e dey na chere me delegate e dey na chere me observer and also a group for committee almost ayo omunyo menyi na sisa omo kama intimate a cancer en sisa ye twa na ba hia pa ni nyina zade ba ko na ebimu so no say yes covid about the campus
ankamba be busa
yo tieno so your health committee Dr. Kobo na dano only Dr. Siasa also twa na ba ho ya a link with University of Ghana Medical Center I'm say you know Lagos campus wala and the moment here na omuni o my emergency arrangement dey nyina no so o ma hihye tinyame adomo a ya ho boasi
ma ho boasi ese chama wa bo adwuma pa
Oh, maybe or down one make to work or ever know the report are blaming. To nip up no way, one na age one of
Enti say oka ahoboaboa na te say bia on a scale of 0 to 10 no o hwa ahoboaboa na kodum pempen so sen pa.
Funny say. Better or have one chemo do okunu bi ye
95%.
Yes, that transfer company they have on. Overhead woman in Abba. And only a performance of the contract.
Okay.
Yes, I know the anno. As in the companies in the anni architect or the Nina Ababa. And on the performance of the my contract here. But you must say, and saying the air, I better so sorry almost from there.
Na mena na brewa bi busa ya CMPP fo koyehia mu bio na ede asemu ade na eba ede ni dwumadie potin esimani so a motwe party ma afri achichiri ni benche so mombra Legon. What is the key agenda isi party then issue with this exercise?
Yo. Key agenda isi party then issue of conference okay. And the constitution no SAN system. On said Michael Quick continue co-pro Ghana no report from the buyer no back quick through mobile and say the constitution no system was from the creed. And no actually a take of two for area Frank Davis Dano. On some theatre among for I have a constitution no. Power teacher in China will be more no. A report of the buyer Kratafa Hasa 300 pages. Now, General Secretary Achiche, I'm a region there, some one Chema constituencies. No, we are that their way names to see about for the upper. And I say, we are. I say, a Boano. If you are any person, the Padugo, I owe a year for Benibino. It could be all chin and there's a corona buying, because all Bob are in our boom near back. And to a cacaning in our boom, and not the best National Council, sir. I know about 52 of the 54 resolutions and our motions. Some resolutions and our motions, no. And no one send me a coca. Now, yeah, the top by the Jatumono, then on a constitution.
Say no. Ubetimi say the number of proposed amendments are party Madiaba.
Propose maybe a door for power, make the 300 pages.
Wow.
No. Take a boom, no, there about 52 or 54 resolutions. Better sober. You get 2 more, like I said, 54 clauses and a better some.
Na ene na chese adwuma no so ebetiki se ne yenimu no historically na ya sa adwumadie ekọ beyond edabaako mo dida mienu na esi ho na se the proposed amendments I do so you know enhyehyɛ ne te sen with regards to eso abato no mo to so abasen on the grounds modalities ni ede
One say as ka say din kind dey just any years in our regions, no. And so conference be our woman. I was set up the wall who dear in Chilipia or Honodiaba. We could do what their resolutions, no, I can come on our motions, no. And one year to solve, but your convention, your practice, and the voice vote.
Okay.
And Yana and you drink it to say a 1-1-1-1. I market baby.
Now, okay, say constituency be nya proposals ni bi na by now ususu say omo ahwemu a omo ahwemu akosi sense omo hwemu na as a constituency omo nse ginaye as to baby a omo gina wasa amendments no ho na omo mbeto eso aba. Is that the exercise say I was a constituency need decide what common front and sana about Congress and
a constituency a young crabia.
Okay.
and the uncle be out and it was the way that I know so no yeah. Eba no what to know. So the photo say the sanko for no eba no what to hear.
Is a anchor by voice votes.
5 votes, yes.
Now, I don't know, Musu say a effective way a mobetimi ehunu nipa na nkasa ne opepa.
Oh, and
Okay.
The current constitution is yeah. Be all the amount for them to know. One kind you could no more country. My life. Yeah, to make the 2009 air conference go trade fair. Now, young MPs, your proposal baby. At the constitutional amendment, I have them say the Ansana primaries. Rebecca say we yet to know so by and I am to know so no. Leadership in parliament, they evaluate me a cousin with the Edwin say me and now with the there's a woman I know and Cipriano with the mother. No. Usually,
now, amongst the proposed amendments, the also say a year near month for any dear chiripa.
With the Bachoa committee, the number two proposed amendments in the Dawson. If you have said a making one amendment proposal, if I had a children and make it different proposals on the same subject matter. So,
okay.
But they are said the working couple no the printed book. Said the working couple meaning the tray.
Okay.
But we jam a general secretary.
Na pacho me pebusa young munkoto aba 31st January 2026 no eka enema party for beto so aba ni bia na
There be
eno nka ho
there be data ye de to aba data de anko me no nyina de eye National Council na what said to me no.
Okay.
Anye Congress.
Memene da security nhyehyɛ te sɛn.
Yɛn ankasa yɛayɛ nhyehyɛ ama yɛn ayɛ ho ɛna afei yɛsa ɛde ɔman polisifoɔ nso ɔnso yɛde ade sɛ de akɔto ɔman nim sɛ yɛyɛ nhyiamu wei nti ɔmfa bambɔ fam nti yɛbɛwɔ ne mmienu nyinaa.
Me nim say me kaini ye dia. I mean say 2021 and 2022 more Congress amoko no Kumase. I think say Heroes Park thereabout. Jumedi no konewe no there were a number of amendments Congress sent me and shut down for Muko Kumutensi. Yeah. Emma more refer to yes. Is the potential say a bibetimi CBM no ewo with regards to Niamoko and Memini Diana.
Exactly. Members no area any quarter no area banty. Say I want for this you mukia. Open yeah. I want to say the whole panel. Over to say the whole panel.
Okay. Na se ekoba se said ye wo mo peno no ene ne wo mo insist ya me pese me hwe circumstances e ba ya 2021 there no more refer some of the proposed amendments to legal and constitutional affairs committee na circumstance ben there ne ba ye nti amoye ne sa na ekoba ne Saturday nso a mo de be fa he.
Well, there's a lot of the proposals, no. Among for Mark and Sasano, and yes, I say continue Nayana, or my proposals ever. And this among for Nyan to Moania, Sarah Farm, say, when I go him view, one for as you see, council.
Now, how would that be approved? No, process near the end.
National Council, and Master Congress, the Homogena Party, the second highest decision-making body.
Okay.
Highest than any Congress. And then all police station executives, all regional executives, Council of Elders, Council of Patrons, but National Council, also a consensus of all regional executives, any National Council members, any elected members from various regions, and don't so.
Maka ediato inframa mu say one pre various positions or party ni mu so ye flag bearer, open flag bearer die, open regional and say constituency pulse bi na die no. Ma obi amfane campaign sem emma congress na say. I remember say 2021 so a similar thing. Na me Kumasi that time. Billboards to cry wo krum kura mo mamanfo yi. Minim say eya na edene say obe manage a situation like that because even on the grounds cry no nkofo efa kwan bebre so a omode campaign. Edie na mode agu akwan mu to ensure say Congress we member dane campaign for flag bearer position.
So the born in the room. I say, if you are a fat and be campaign home, a mount from a home. What the billboard about you be to? What the poster, billboard, campaign poster, you know why? Who share candidate to be a third about you know? Ya boy home, I've been the pie, but say, oh yeah. Only Congress are discussing a constitutional amendment in the second place in the above.
Which means that omo you omo nim so mo pe flag bearer na mo bi ama speech ana.
Oh, yeah, well, crying, we have no delegate. When you delegate to SOA, yeah, so this is a mere nomination. If they are too far your party to move that into. If you saw your party, every more observer events invitation now or about observer cards now there.
But the umbe bad
no.
Okay. Now
yeah, the more invitation there you'll be permitted one person as your personal security.
Now my question ne potine say one more you or more animal so more positions o ka omonye we be ka totofe wa for party ni mu animdifo a wo mo emu odu o party ni mu omo wo akwanya bi omo benya kwan ama speeches bi akasa because mabra any form of campaign or any of omo you omo animu no be given the opportunity to speak e wo dwumedi ase ana. Dr. Bamian Kasa.
So, Dr. Bamian Kasa, no, Kasa said immediate past vice president, not as a candidate. I'm moving
flag bearer hopeful. Flag bearer
hopeful or no. Oh, yeah. Currently, the national councillor. Okay, so if you say, oh, yeah, immediate past vice president.
Now, say, Obi raise issues, say, an edge over the competitors are a den abacatches any panel.
And Yanko University in Florida. And possible. The minister will be a general watching here. Will be himself immediate past vice president. And to another opposition, you know, by an example. Immediate past deputy speaker.
Yeah.
Also, real and no. And mammy the baby, and then me contemporary and he said, me pray, Venice, presidential in Libya. We were faster to know that. excuse me, and new one I may acquire as a result of competition.
That's right. You might be share set time ben poti me minute.
Remember that by 9 shares.
9 na shares, okay. Not just say a better akwanumre mu.
Yeah, you need as well as first part, opening ceremony, no. We are Pia winner delegates, we are ever said that. Then can delegates inquire, then vote on the amendments. Yeah,
na omo be pamo
sa need so na say abro so amon 9 years na obia say so ye ni sika ye di pia second day until ye preserve Saturday no we are na so so ko
na 9 to 4 no here enough time mamo
na so
yo opani we de medals ye na wie ni nchirichirimu a wodi aba amanfo busa questions ahodo as to say the dwumadi ne hyehyɛ ye bɛkɔ eme sɛ wama wasane ne emamu ama ne emamu ada ho fan
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na no kre eye ba ko pɛ EpaHoaDaben
Happy FM 98.9
EpaHoaDaben
EpaHoaDaben say it again EpaHoaDaben.
Now together, EpaHoaDaben.
Awesome.
EpaHoaDaben.
Kachre China for Ghana ha. Ewo mo kase mu se omuntie EpaHoaDaben dwumadi ewo Happy 98.9 FM so.
EpaHoaDaben.
Ai.
大家下午好。希望大家以后能多收听 EpaHoaDaben Happy FM 广播上，谢谢大家。
EpaHoaDaben.
Come on, let's go. Yamkwe. Oh my Ghana. Ejumadene ahofama osompade enyimia omeyi betumpon na ye mai benya uzo Oh my Ghana beye omeyi betumpona Efri Amen. Betumpon na yeme ya uso. Onso ya ofa. Anyway, yasaba ye gina mu pampen den pa. Ohodo. Ye man Ghana hodo. Si ebekwa yanim. Sadi ya wonte ye bemu atibie. Sadi ya esie nsu betimi enya bi aka. Ene ye gina mu. Fred Jubadie no EpaHoaDaben betwa manapa ho. Latest info, filler, news bibia wa ha. Interviews ahodo ni nyina wa ha. Anyway, Basayi Adom. Your boy we are boss Ramo. Ne wo bon sunuma Ye wo bo mframa ebo nsuo. Ye wo bo asase abene umienu na nsiso. Na asase bu ne panyina da ye de eye ye ho ne ye de som yankasa ye ho. Ne wo bo wo. Ne wo abɔ me. Na wo abɔ me ne wo se ne seso. Na nani ku ye ho. Na ye da na koma so. Na ye nani. Ono na dumunti na na awia mi ne umienu ete nkom wa hode ne uni ahode nkura tenkwam yesi ne wawuo no ni anidaso oti asede a na wani daso na awia na dumunti ne ete ha na dumunti ne yahia obeka me ho ne de aseda piesie ne aseda kase de amano soro ne asase yefo na mame mbusa se wie ho te sei ahoden wo ho se oho dodo na yade bia beto wo so a ene woni mimienu yemfie gidie mbom yenchichiri mbom pampe na wodi mimienu yenka nkyere ye ho se ye ho odene or say let the weak say I am strong and let the poor say I am rich. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. And then I'll confess or say let the weak say I am strong and let the poor say I am rich. We are mamim pusu kakrawai. Na mi ankasa nso mi hia mpusu ni bi. Or say iron sharpeneth iron. The nigidie wo from no wonko ne nigidie e wo soro. No wonko charge no ho. Ene oni mo bi a na wura ho no ho na wato baha. Na abrabo no afunu no na abro no so. Ohunu ba bi a wonfa ne timfa. Kwesa sonso no oni ani nti. What did it pempemu a freni pa ne ka kire ne se minim ne wo komu minim sa setena na ye dene minim sa adwuma no afiri wonsa eno ka se kro bi bawu na wiase gidie nyina ne anije nyina ateko ka kire se nipa no ka kire se weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. Adia sasa die, adia bechi. Free. And philosopher being a kind, or say the darkest part of the night is the brink of dawn. I mean, for way and show area. So okoda najo, and najo the sumu awadano. Impempenso a anadwo no mu ye den ma esum kabi eduo no sam pempenso no na uwuru ahenemachi ano no na uwuru ahemachi na chesade enso ache minim sede esum no eduwo minim amena bi a yetu amawo a wakohyemu a wo prese wo bepie minim asem obi afa akamawo obi wo hodo mu obi akopa asem abre no woda wona minim kona na eda wo so te ase mi ankasa me some de ba me hye me hu nkran na me hye wo so hu me hye wo nkran so weeping may endure for a night but won anso wow ne ya me pe onyame ho no woka no kora ne kire wo se ade wedi e beto na momu ehona hotoso no wono na momu nanso ehona nigye ne wono na me nua bi na me ne di nkom no ka che me se na matena se ehu se Sa abrabo mu ye din pa na du ba bi a kyese mu ye din pa no impembe bre wudi wutiri mu pe enche bonse na osan esane kanam say wedi kodi ade ni nyina pepepe nti ene ade ni mu ye din ma o obi o ha me ne wo kase wadu mpempenso a kyese ni muatia ne sa ni muate se ta ba kwa ne sa. He's been overstretched. But you see in the wisdom of God any nyankopon ne kasa mu no there is nothing like overstretching anybody. Wa ho odin betimi. Wa ho odin ne betimi. Temu kuchu. Endure the pain sisia. Endure the disappointment. Yes, Rwana, endure it. Ye die woka. Untimi pomba wankasa wufie. Endure it. When you guasi minimsa, endure it. Because what do you mean? Baby, you do ne mo ye day. Na samba ko pena e kachiro. Ye kachiro wani se di utiribu kakra bi ka ho. Kan sisusu kakra bi ka ho. Tu anamomba akosan ka ho. Kakran udi di utirimu. Hold on a little longer. Minim so nsem wa ye mre. Minim se mfifre to. Minim se baby adu si bibi you have no idea. Mapem minim. Pem na wa pem no mente ma from ginamu kuramu sa ama me. Odi anya ho abotre ketua bi. We are just at the brink of dawn. What you say? We are bepie. Emu aye din sa ne kire say. Joy is coming in the morning. Macho men nu hu bone. Men kan wan waduro. Course no menja you have come too far. And our school what shase na nyemre. When me wani atotomu third year wo kɔ fourth year wo se wo beja school because wo nye sika ntua. Na kwa me na afa so bedu ha. Sa kwan na obefa so de awie. Don't give up yet. There is a miracle coming your way. There is that silver lining. There is that silver lining. If you can only see it. Enche. O se akasima ba kumpo a. Enche. You will smile again. Na ebeba emerepa. Time wa wo kraye ready. Ebeba merepa. Emre nkofo nyina asere wo a wo mususu se wa wie wo. We de otofa won sori biem. Sa time no. Ohu oye na ade ni bremu. Na de bia nso oye bia nso efe. Obehye wani monyam papa. Me refi Bible verse e wo baby wa Isaiah ho baby. Na empire. In fact, nyame na na ekasa. O say I will glorify myself in my house of glory. I will glorify myself in my house of glory. Na se wo ba New Testament wo ka kire se yenye ni nyankopon asore dan. Enya cathedral. Yenye ni nyankopon asore dan. Enye edan chenchirenchi. Nipadua no ene ni nyame asore dan. Na se yete saade na se no ka kire wo se obe glorify no ho e wo ne house of glory. Enimonyam shekase bi ba wa brabo mu. Menya sofo ntuam kan me ho. Tra ewie me da waseso ama me kwan na me disa nkranhye semu ya brewo. Ewie bia ka me ho yenhya sesei na yenhye ye hu nkran. Na yahye ye hu nkran ewie. Ye betie sinsemu na ye de ne nkobo ni nyina atoto dwane ye de hu nkobo. Ene interviews ahodo wo ho a ye be na wonim se boko ejana san sobie mu wo ho. Na we no enye afane de abo ani. Ye esie ne ehu pa. Ehu to the extent say asemu abeto ho ne say Ghana sojafo e de animu ama oye ne kase akoto boko. We are seeking answers. as to about the saying na Ghana soldier for a woman uniform. You know, can say we're hoping say the Ghana Armed Forces at the one mu ebeba beto abontene but said defense minister Eddie kan ho asemo waka say they will get to the bottom of the matter na omahwe na asem bi akoso bia no omatimi ehunu wona ehya echire na omo atwe nkrofo aso wafre for adwebreo ewo eye boko, which is one thing a leader is expected to do. But beyond that, ebane saying na asojafo ekọ bu eye boko na ba eye the Zorang ne statue ebugu ye na nyeso mu bu statue ne keke o omo sa page to statue ni mu. And the question has been asked fit time wa kwesi ada na semisi ye say di asem di important na wona ekoye sa de na no mo hye uniform no obi na suma wo mo ana se wo mo efiri wo mo pemu na ekoye ye wo mo eka one of the factions in the war and I say in the conflict and I want to say military uniform wana and we asem na ni enyan ye ka say enra majority for a woman shebe fia omu free constituencies a wo boko enclave ho press conference na omu raise issues akese pa womu say enipa nsia na ewu kwasi ada wa soja photo na no womu hwe mabusuafo na womu mo mpatasika ekwa animu. They also accuse and allege say asojafo no and where yam na shebedwafo na yes allegation yes accusation yo based on yesi kwasi ada no one say there were a number of shops some men in uniform we ebu ani elutu mu niam sese sika kase di free mu de koye eno anso ho the members of the majority here press conference no esa account so say enipa ba 27 de wo mapura pa senior high school wo boko school for no so amfa no boko wo amfa ne ahugunu so kra ya bro wo mo ema ebi mu hunu omachi ene wo awo mu mpre a ye de adwa wo mo a na ya rehosem. Question is, what happened? Why is the military or why was the military involved in that chaos, violence, mayhem? And why was the military involved in adia ebetimi ama conflict we agensem? We will deal with this matter, and you are not looking at wanana ahini ne sen efatano there be over Facebook and kwadana ye bo mo boko senior high school no foni ni bi twegu abro mo pa mo chi na bia no, and it's showing right now na about nia ahini ne fatano there be ene angela ye hwe was asimi hu ne se Ghana Armed Forces role benum ko play kwasi ada no, and how ready, because any first time wa Ghana Armed Forces fingered ewo boko ntokwasemu ni ebi ni enye first time ni. There was even a time where community for no ebie kra were ready to face off with the military. Mokai and over Facebook looting na ekoso ene said the soldier for no ransack shops ehun video me yini sesi bra Facebook na bewe we ene rampage a soldier for no ekoye. In fact tricycle no friend is enkra yellow one no pragia no kra yadane be mienu abutu kra egu fam we obi shop ni yatum niema nyina agu emi say plumbing shop yatum niema nyina ade agu pragia be miensa yadane ni nyina abutu nkofo shop mu niema na egu kwan hoin. And the majority members of parliament are womu free boko constituencies etwa eyesa enclave ho hia no wono akase asojafo ensa no adwuma enie na wo hwe ni Facebook brabe hebi oba Facebook happy 98.9 uhunu yen abomoden na click yen live stream ye koso EpaHoaDaben You also saw that 4x4 ya papai ne windows and ne windscreens ni nyina da we ni dwumadi e course kwasi da ewo boko na emrahye bedwafo no asemu a wo mubusa no enso hwa enra NDC executives a ewo boko enso ye press conference na omo press conference a wo mo ye no omo asemu a wo mo ka ene se President Mahama anhanso wo boko crisis na omo edi omo adwuma as NDC executives ebeto ho omo be resign as party executives yentie omo nsem ni bi a omo de to edwa
in the Kosok traditional area, and the press conference dated 15 July 2025. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, we begin by expressing our profound gratitude to Almighty God for preserving our lives in these perilous times. We also thank you, the men and women of the media, for promptly responding to our urgent call in this critical moment of betrayal, bloodshed, and impunity. We, the undersigned National Democratic Congress constituency executives from the 6 constituencies within the Kosok traditional area, Denjuri, Boku Central, Tusiga, Garu, Tempani, and Zabila, stand before you today deeply alarmed and outraged by the deteriorating security situation in Boku and the total failure of this government to protect the lives, dignity, and rights of the very people who gave them power. On July 30, 2025, the people of Kosok woke up to what can only be described as a state-sponsored assault, not only on civilians, but on the very soul and authority of our traditional leadership. In an appalling and indefensible act, the military desecrated the image of our revered overlord, His Royal Majesty Zuran Bokunaba, by setting ablaze his statue, an act so vile and provocative it amounts to declaration of war on the people of Kosok. The justification for this barbarity, a reported attack by unknown persons on Mampusi buses and the military escort. While we do not condone violence in any form, no civilized or lawful state responds by massacring innocent women and children, invading schools, brutalizing students, and injuring 2 of them. This is not law enforcement. This is state terrorism, and it will not be accepted under any circumstances. Let it be known, the Kosok people have reached their limit. During the 7th December 2024 election, while the rest of Ghana voted for hope and progress, the Kosok people voted not just for development, but for survival, placing their trust in the NDC and His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, believing his administration will deliver justice and peace through the rule of law. That trust is now dangerously eroded. The government, instead of taking bold and lawful action to resolve the chieftaincy conflict, has outsourced responsibility to the Asantehene. The perpetrators of violence walk free, a worsening crisis, deepening mistrust, and a growing perception that the government has chosen political expediency over justice. As the frontline leaders and campaigners of the NDC in Kosok, our lives are under serious threat, not just from the crossfire of violence, but from the growing anger of our own people, who now see us as enablers of a system that has betrayed them completely. We refuse to continue risking our lives and integrity in the name of a government that appears to have no respect for our people, our leaders, or the promises we made on its behalf. Our core concerns. 1. The people of Kosok
EpaHoaDaben ti Sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
NDC executives ewo Kusago anase Kusogu na wo mode sanseme atudwa omo asem ne se omo hwe anim se aban ne be resolve boko crisis na nunti no moto aba bumbum edema NDC amanyoko no so hwe aba yakoto no 2024 NPP enya 0 ewo almost every polling station within the Boko enclave. about Tony nyina comma NDC and omo press conference ni say we chire gidi omo wo ewo NDC aban mu say boko asem no omo betimi di omo na asi fom na eto atwa prekope na utie ne press conference ni ye pa so a oka asem bi na asem oka ye no ese vandalism e course no a course with military escort, which means that encrophobia womunya soldier for antinya botema me mudiede na encrophobia na as womu koye adwuma no na soldier for ball womu ho ban enti o say a state sponsored act of terrorism and no any brofo a waka describe asem e call so e wo boko na no kwasiada omo ye a number of demands said demands no majority for no so repeat the same demands any pensi ewu ye no omo so omo je compensation ko anim dia ma omo busuafo omo se zoang ne statue no mu bugu yesa peja tu mu no it's an act of war inti say pasumdwe a aban ne hwe na statue ni en restore esukufo a yabo wo mu aprepra wo bi video no mu hu ba bi hospital na moja nyina gu fom basa military for the anka ensemi say si enche no ma issue statement. It happened on Sunday. We are waiting. We are so yebusa honsem. And what kind of image and some military brutality, alleged military brutality way edema or mine Ghana. Kamehona share me Facebook nefa wadwen kyrebra efa sa ensemi enyina ehom. Na we so yedi nkomo galamsey eda pono so. Na ne apia mu galamsey mu no enra His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ne thank you to the kopie mu e watoye mantemu onim se oye politician na wura Western Regional untimi enko home free home ma omreko a galamsey MP okasa mu ene wo speech mu enra President Mahama ese galamsey situation no calls for national emergency. It's a national emergency. Na ni obeye bia di betu asie bia obeye. Wan council wa osanso ka kwanim se wate se illegal tax force bi enenam mining sites ena womo extort sika free small scale miners a omo tumi krata se womo ebetu fam agudie. Na ose wa catch the security agencies say sa illegal tax force for no omo nchi omo na emra ene omunni Kwansi ena attorney general enso krata bi otworo koma yoko enso apie na krata no nso mu asem no oba Facebook a eda ho attorney general atworo koma yoko say ewura no mu bi edin abeto nanim na edin abeto nanim no Joseph Yamin national organizer ma NDC amanyoko Yakubu Abanga oye third national vice chairman ema NDC amanyoko na wanfanso anso ho a okai statement no ekọ animu a wasanso eka edisi su dia say wanomu a Professor Frimpong Boating bo omudi ewo ne report mu no nso yoko emfre wo mu nyina na wonye wo mu hwehwemu enti over the third paragraph last line over Facebook a statement in da or said the scope of this investigation should include the matters highlighted in the Professor Frimpong Boating's report on illegal mining. Now guess what? The next paragraph an interesting directive and so come on. Say furthermore, Joyce was lag na katameni. Say furthermore, considering the regulatory oversight role of the Minerals Commission, Kosoro kakra, you may invite the chief executive officer of the commission to assist in the investigations. Now, sa directive we by a ruffle feathers, a trigger conversations a whole and questions are being asked. Me no ka say defense mienu abeto abontene deda. Joseph Yamina issue a statement denying involvement in any form of galamsey and illegal mining. Wasanso deny the fact say nkofo se wono no hye saa illegal tax force echi a wo mo extort sika free nkofo ho. Yakubu Abanga nso the statement about Bontin deny any involvement ewo galamsey no emu. Ewe ye di asemu hu nkomo yi. Ye bebusa say first of all, say if His Excellency the President ejitum say the extent of illegal mining impact ewo mine so a national emergency. And why is he falling short of declaring a state of emergency in those affected areas? A position he held on strongly. The party for bebre so support to ye a demand ye from Abinda Dano. National emergency. The proposal has been declared a state of emergency. Emergency. Bako ye state of affairs. Bako enso a solution. With the NDC government now knowing say or describing the galamsey situation as a national emergency, consider declaring a state of emergency or affected areas na some komoi any small scale miners in Bedim Kobo Mubakaya last week. One president was arrested by SAR tax force Fuebi. And a month ago, many one president, Small Scale Miners Association President Kasaha, over SAR extortion ya ekokosuya ehun. And no been a course last week or intervening ya chin say or obstruct the course of justice. Or ma posifo in your juma. We would speak to them. Near Joma Vincere, it was Sansemi ho, and then a more Attorney General Netu, a big Attorney General Nabaso, and by extension, the President Mahama Basu said, one of Onwani own, or me a year if we remove as to allegations a hodwa a fawomo. But the Indian Subakano cry, and yet Joseph Yamin, ene Yakubu Abanga, pe ene wo NDC mua, NDC ba power, and conformable mudi so moye galamsey. Our win, Emrashebe Beni, or NDC ni, or no dia na him for crabo dwa. Eka se, or ye galamsey. Na Emrashebe Beni and Kawana Babon sa se ho ban, una wudi animu. Omo ne senyi na egu fom wono ho. Besi ne yenti ye ho wa yebusa se aso ye peke trusu ana se ehwemu bi akoso no mahu se nokro bi anim nto wonka ho bie ewe be kan ho ne di sankomo we nyina topono so na ye ne experts ni hia yebusa all the relevant questions na onso adwen kira a wo no wo de aba patcho ne se muni me ne date ene ye 16th July. Ejabo say eja we dia nanko bia nyaaya nanko mma nanso twi mu tan ade besa ade beche ene okoto fuel a ya krado se wutua 1 cedi extra per every liter a wo beto Enunti ene petrol 12 cedis 88 pesos per liter. Diesel akojina 14 cedis 38 pesos per liter. Akosoro. Bekai se emra sa dumso levy baye. Adraba fon kabomu ko PRO ya bema. Baha beka se ankomo betinte sukoko de achira ban because sa Robin Peter to pay po de omuso mu enye. Kwansi na ban ne beka se wa suspend ade no. Ntomu kura bebo aban ba so se watie wo mu. Ena san ba ene adraba fon ne beka se aso womo koda aso no. Omo enya omo ho ntiase agye atumu se enkoso ana yeba behu a corresponding increase in lorry fares. Obeka me ho na ye de sansem nyina agupuno so na ye di ho nkomo ene awie.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Emina so
Den na eko.
ebebo mu
Den na eko.
betini nyina.
EpaHoaDaben. Den na eko. Den na eko. EpaHoaDaben. Den na eko. Den na eko. EpaHoaDaben.
Se den na eko ne EpaHoaDaben ne de efa pa. Ensemu no de etwagu bebre. Na se be ya ebi ntwamu a wontie no ti ne de den na eko ewo EpaHoaDaben so e de abro. Jody L.
BB.
Jody L.
BB.
Joel Shine.
The Bismark Brown.
That's it. Now wonim. That's what energy wo for.
Me voice no. And sorry I'm paying na me say.
What do one why then?
O dai me fanya bibia nso.
Ene so wi abo.
Eno na bibi eye issue no. And program sorry na mpesa me record bibi afa na mkasemba. Sisi ampo de ye. Sisi
we show some for no nye.
Oh bibi dabi. Enwa
bibi e hash bi amfa minimum.
Enwa na ye de tuntum nyame. Ye shira u asafu. Yes, enwa bibi.
Den e kojo.
Bibi nsamo koso. Nsamo koso. Ye na anti asem fofora. Yechi. Bibi, eno me cause we Uganda no. Akokwa no kromo. But answer no. Eja Trump aka ne ho bio.
O say enye ne den.
Eja Trump say small countries amudi dwa wo US ina no 10% eba betom so.
Ya bre no.
Enti wa ye Africa any the Caribbeans no.
Ya bre no.
O say ye didi wo US wo dodo. Enti
no mo didi Africa wi.
Na man for say mo de bia mo so ya ne didi mo ma etana mo de mun sab ni fa e ma etana na mo de benko no aje 20 billion afechi wo nso de bia mo so ya e na o ye didi nso mpopowa
ko adwuma be ye
mpopowa
masters kura no twitwi nchansi our masters kura na wo paper form
mpopowa ye benye
di cramps dia mo de ma
na tram ema yende ya
overstay ka krenti
mwanje sisi ade o se ebibi man nyina no 10%
ade no mum hanye ade ni wa he na omu hia ye niema ene se we no we simple koko den ko US biem
bibi no
koko na se ko US
omu hia ye nioma Troy cars omu ko omu kromi enyo na omu the general for Africom ko bibi ni say na Malcolm X kind no they will use one of us to kill one of us so that they can say it was one of us. Yes, ko bibi ni kotna Senate inquiry o say omo ntiase say try so go na me na me dia me say mo nko
simple only lean na American companies
so de bia mo so ya mo say
boy no so mu je tu ayi enim tu
enka
ye enim tu
me say bibi say ye ntu na edidi
ne didi ba emme
bibi na me pa
o boa
bibi na me
ye penny for no mo ya bro o you scan
because we check ya communities na ye two from good no.
Oh, yeah, especially.
Yeah, before and after. Yeah, part of the world. No. Before no, na emu ye. Chain after. But in Krobin so there, say Iran say and no. Norway. Sister Norway. Oil na so much bread.
Yeah.
Since the 60s. Yeah, there no. Omba no mamba jini nako. Neko Uganda. Zana
Neko.
Juju no.
And
you forget some kwan e
Juju appear Uganda.
Oh, which doctor be say ni awaba bonti a bibi. Oh, chuki politicians no. Yes.
Oh, Uganda.
Yes, uko Uganda. Eba no a conform advert. Say na musu Ghana.
Agrada de ni bidi sokra.
So. Yes, omo de. On say ha no billboard no. Unam Kumasi kwan so a. Ena
Be shrine. So shrine.
Ena mo Kumasi so ufi Kumasi ko oboase a.
Yeah.
Amen kwanta kwan so de
But
I see Uganda there. Udu even Kampala. Bibi enye easy.
Posters ne billboards ahodo.
Udu Kampala enye easy but bibi ade many training say. Which doctor be ababonten and Obaba Betuja or the eastern part of Uganda.
Okay.
Your friend Rose Mukitik. Or the Baba Trabontin say, Sisi as a way Yamakata Manabonso. And what day? Bibi, Confubana say, Sisi had a genesem.
I'm not sure about.
Yes. Or say a genesem because and Sisi no clientele na own yano or say politicians. Yes.
Oh, and you
politicians,
politicians,
some person moving elections.
Tomu kono ho.
And I don't know.
Nobody in there.
Or see where part one.
And they said you might be good.
Or see where part one.
For one on that day. One ever.
Or see, access I know. And then one because or no.
One, they are not 2 minutes or Nindi.
Ne adverts are not oil and bibi. Or say adverts so obi a baby sika, obi a ju
okay.
Openibia only no office or Joe girl. San no mano
and
oye.
But I say
and no sama to me, but as a Siciano
request in Ebano.
Politicians Siciano or that politicians na ebo munina percent na and what day winning elections. The size politician.
That's what the part 2 beba.
The as it would do Uganda is Dr. Pablo Bonyum no and a man neighbor. And Yamania ubi na DBI me na
Museveni on Wakobi there.
Say number say etinomo itrabano mo to no mo ntiase no.
Akokra wedi 80 something. There be amoto about the mano. Tenyo mania.
Say no Dagam penny for omani briko Uganda. Cause I be say na ye Dr. Pablo Bonyum no.
Kadok the summer in Nibeji.
Some royalties in Brebusia. Cause Bibi Sabri am no cause do Uganda. Enyamania obi na DBI me
enyomania akokra matwa ba mana mana se na enyomania
sana ye bi so nti ade no
na sade na ye adwuma politics mu de say to me cast spell on enipa bebre mo mutimi to aba eko one side I say the nimu
ebi to me crowd the electoral officer no
Ochro 19 or 91 91 na agency nyina so ebiri mani so
send the juju no say first na say agent be University of Ghana obi elections na occur na agent no eduane aya oda ma na odi no say enye na wo kan aba no say o edu kan aba so didi nti nani ba
no hu ni sana is wa we ye free Uganda na enko
now ye ba ye kroma no bibi
den na eko
sana MPP ndo a meeting na course no sana say
National Council meeting
say assemblly o
sir
bibi ye say assemblly see
meeting na say
na mama break down ye say Brian Champon I'm a TV MP
doctor
o say we no say me we kokonsa na aba
say de na pie
na ye say Brian Champon kasa sana chema untumi ekoye say nanka ɔno nso ba mu ɔsɛ my friend shut up yoko yo
shut up nyina ba mu
asɛm na epi wɔ hɔ no ɛnyɛ easy o ɛna Ghana for ka ho asɛm sɛ yee abo bi edi emia
nti on shut up sɛ sɛ
yɛsi Brian Champo ka kyerɛ ma wontumi sɛ my friend shut up na wo yɛde wobɛtom kora nyɛ nam mebɛbɛli wɔ a mekasa na wo nso sɛ ɛno nkɔmmɔ a ɛba abɔnten
we are sure
but ɛnwa no na medwen sɛ ɛyɛ ɛyɛ nsɛnsɛm no biara but ɛnɛ menya confirmation and the menya confirmation the end ɛsɛ mebi ma no nam kasa
asese wo ndi ko concern bi mo
yes bibi
Joel
David Boache okɔ bono regional on a general secretary de ma MP not meeting asibi
okay ɔno na be confirm ya na
ntono yakɔ meeting awie no
nto sɛ ya mpa sɛ sie
ɔsɛ ya mpa
saa
ɔsɛ na ɛyɛ Brian Champo make case for air President Kufuor in nyoma na ɔka no ɛna kyɛma wontumi nso bɛmu abɛka so yɛse na Kufuor do kra se ɛma yɛnyɛ ɛyɛ council election ɛnyɛ no korɛ na yɛse ɔkasa na kyɛma wontu asɛ Brian Champo ɔkasa na kyɛma wontumi abɛmu yɛse Brian Jaodi ɔsesela shut up I bailed you na ɛno ɛna ɛyɛ
ade na yɛ hu
amanfo kasa nti kyɛma wontumi no bi ka kyɛn sɛ shut up a wɔnka bi no
mekora de mu wawa
nti bibi ntentan no so ɛno ɛna ɛkɔ a amanfo kasa
I told you
yes
but when you sure say it was said in a friendly manner
ɛno ɛna Boache no ɔka sɛ ɛyɛ ɔno deɛ also sɛ ɔyɛ ɛyɛ friendly manner but ɔkyɛm a mpanifo na ɔmo ti meeting na say na they were not happy
ɛne na kyerɛ sɛ ɛnyɛ
yɛsi owura Hackman edu ɔno nso ɔka kyerɛ Brian sɛ no that's not how you
ɛne na misɛ na mu ɔrɛm
nti but social media for just na kyɛma wontumi ɔtumi ka sɛ President Mahama 2012-2016
ɔba Kumasi koraa wɔde clearance wɔ no hɔ
ɛsa national security operative ɛgye clearance wɔ no hɔ no
ɛne na wɔka kyerɛ sɛ shut up
my friend shut up and sit down bail nti bibi
kyerɛ nipa deɛ mia o
ɛnkyɛ na nipa deɛ mia
ana ɛdɛn na akɔ so a ɛde saa asɛ bi ba because ɛme wɔn kakra bi
asɛ for Kufuor ɛna Kufuor nti Brian ɛkasama President Kufuor
ɛnyɛ so ɔkasama no
asɛ ɛyɛ
ɔno no call President Kufuor ɛna President Kufuor kan ne ɔkan ya
nti o relay ɛde amampanifo sɛ me na me hɔ nti President Kufuor ne nsɛm nie nti bibi yɛsɛ meeting no ɛnra
shut up
na yɛ deja
I build you
nti me no me hu yɛ no time na me no kasa no ɛna me hu yɛ but on say the fake news adors
nti
me hu yɛ kwa me yi mani nti me san be hu Boache interview no and because no hobby nti sɛ Boache be ka kyerɛ sɛ saa na si yɛ de a
na mumu yɛ hwɛ na agorɔ so a
but ɔno de say he hopes say no di agorɔ
that's no yes you who are next agro bia
and we also they can say most of the people there were not happy but now social media for people who say into okay no chama wontumi akasa and share my brain catch and my friend
shut up
sit down shut up inti bibi
but okasa ba ka me sure sanka eno so nke beti
yes in terms say and am voice and channel ni pay di emia because Ghana for me say
na say bail dia o bail obi a
say eno kwa de Ghana for me say chaba want to me kasa ka by now Brian akoyo kwa kwa yo say
from document
na mo kofa no nti yes sometimes say we do way to in chance no be a because as a chairman call if you are 3 days 4 days you know
so ko hunger strike cry why don't you to
yes na ma say chairman buy no wa melo kakra because odi ho agra why ha bia na na den be wa say
na well I hope so we na I mean, Brian Champions camp must speak to this matter. It was some will clarify issues. No much in some way also, because it is not good for his image.
Yes,
at all, especially when upper flag bearer day.
Yes.
Chairman, to me, no matter how you see him, our strong constituency within the party, it goes beyond Ashanti region or control for, especially delegates. It is always a flag bearer contest that would work within the party. Votes are Dr. Baumia, for instance, in our Ashanti region, and the ruler want to be playing sweeping some votes for Dr. Baumia. Wouldn't it be FAC off na? O preakonya wo se o show ni me kakra
they are want to support Brian Champo
and no there no so but say no there you see unim but you need to manage it.
Yes. And
what I say you need to manage it
but
they have to issue a statement
but such amount to me power no ambo jombo do
oh say no there you bia na beboa no no there you bia na beboa
na mama for we enwie no bibi the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers about bontin say scrapping of fuel allowances now abandon to Jano ebe save you mine 120 million Ghana cedis every year.
Okay.
Into omonso dia about na enko Joseph Yamin. And into we me bon tetew. Ora IFM Dr. Hassan Ayaga or the response abre GTech for. One said GTech for catching say, Ura Mr. What credentials are the
doctor now?
Yes. And Joyce, who the posting, who the kind of posting to Sumami, we are born Teto now. You can't I then. Sorry, so, and though that way Joseph Yamin me pay Hassan Ayaga diano. Their okra certificate be now as a which graduation photo no
evidence is the name of the game.
Yes, Bibi Michelle. Bibi,
okay.
That be my first one. Bibi, what me boyfriend and Bibi what the kind mommy.
Oh, where you are the
noise for my windows.
I say, I say me. Move on to Sunamin Kane.
Yes.
I say I am Dr. Hassan Ayariga.
Joyce, Joyce, my repender so Bibi and redo.
I don't know picture into me stay.
Bibi.
Well, Bibi, if you have it on your phone,
read it from the top.
We listen, we don't judge. I am Dr. Hassan Ayariga, next president to lead Ghana to the true land of freedom and justice in 2028. Power to the people. And nowadays, the graduation picture, and then the certificate, the PhD certificate. Now, then the honorary and I say
no. Another post society to just say PhD in political science.
Okay.
And some Dr. Hassan Ayaga, future president, 2028. On also need the Namoji Tech, future president. Namu say 2028. I orinya obetume buku no nti mo nhwe anim na Joseph Yamin and so at the response at the aba and response no the ba say abebuo bi kasakwa bi na bibi I dem or the aba abonte na wonim say attorney general we no the ama yoko no say professor Kwame Frimpong Boateng
okay
no report no nkofo ya bobo mu din no ena ASCC no omu nyina wan hwa investigation no ebi beden ebe form so nti ya osafo mafo sa report no implicate no kojo pon kromadi wo Gabi Asare Ocheredako Charles Owusu Joseph Albert Kwam ono no a member of parliament for Manson Kwanta ono so professor from Pom Manso Ebon Kwedu was Lord Comey Charles Niteko president former presidential staffer.
That's right.
No so nidi ewuma SK Buafu former chairman of the Minerals Commission Board. Ono so na owoso Frank Asiedu Bekwen. Ono so na oye office of the chief of staff. And the honorable Frema Opare. No so bibi owomu Kweku Bako Malik.
Yes, his name came up.
No so nidi ewuma na maybe Joseph
no kana a journalist be so din apart from Kwakuba Akokra.
Yes na eno me cross check you na eno bibi eno so na Joseph Yamin statement na bibi me fan sorry so
sharp.
Na Joyce ebenya eno ama bibi won say na wa caption no o say once upon a time in 4BN Barras complex, we used to go to hunting for cats. And in one of our hunting expedition, we chanced upon a cat which belongs to a soldier. And as we were closing in on catching the cat, the owner of the cat came out of his room and we had to run for cover. Typical of a soldier, he traced us to where we had camped, preparing one of the cats that we caught already. Upon approaching us, he said, "Joe, so you people wanted to add my cat to what you are preparing," which we flatly deny. He said, "I saw these dogs around you chasing my cat, and you are denying here." These were his last statement before leaving us. Tomorrow, everybody will hear of it. And true, the next morning, the news started spreading like wildfire. When you see a lion sleeping, please don't wake it up, because you may not like the action of the lion. A quote from the soldier I am borrowing. Tomorrow, everyone will hear of us. Oposi Adewe with a media house be post about Attorney General directing Yoko to investigate him and one other. Post or a quoted response from publication that the Attorney General has ordered Yoko to investigate him for his possible involvement.
So the quote was a reaction to TV3 post here.
Intuition post was okay. Attorney General Dr. Dominic Ayeni has asked Yoko to investigate NDC.
So the what kind I mean the reaction to TV3 for post to know.
Yes.
Which is a reaction to investigation.
Yes.
To what my story.
Yes.
Actually say tomorrow everyone will hear of us.
And no Ghana for say omon pesa ade no. Ghana for say honorable Kennedy Japan oya na waye dami Ghana for say sabe we there yeni mre for there bia Joseph Yamin ye bo kwa du ye see be investigate Ghana for say o bibi aka enya fe na o back to obeme rhymes ni we ni nyina anti bibi dia Ghana for catch Joseph Yamin, but bibi no problem kakra
adeng
no problem with announcing that you are investigating somebody.
What's the big deal about that?
Because I think that because of a stereotype, anywhere we find ourselves in, say bibi say you announce it. Say the air chrono atomesunti investigating me. Even when a year abino babonti beka say I am exonerated, no, I think that it will still not clear the minds of people. So for me, no, investigations there to me.
Oh, sir, the point is also say investigations na ohun I was say ahoden any publicity the announcement say ye investigate too no. The same measure of sa ahoden effort must go into telling people say ohun.
But maybe him say yenye.
No, but one kasana we involved no. There is a responsibility on you to ensure say any party say ohun. What I say in terms of governance, accountability untimi emfa investigation awo ye nhekukuam. You need to build confidence, public confidence. Say adena esi no utu hu anamon. And the only way a man for be hu say utu hu anamon no metimi exactly. Nti say your investigation enya big deal. And I suppose if we timi chinko for them to front page. Na ade so be he na echiredi.
Ba obo say sango for ni affect you mo.
Oh, it does. Na simple no more ya there with blurring their faces na and confess pa daily graphic front page na when na boho say ye omre kwa wasem kra ye ni ya na ha dwene but see your investigations there announcement ni normal ukona kodi be mu a anase ohoson a na wa mama fo nso ate say ye de tomi so na so entisa exactly tia no Joel
bibi
na SMPP women bi say yenyi Dr. Hannah Bisiu edi na omo ani nso na adwuma wo ye yenti brofo ni bi na yen sorry so
and determine whether Ghana continues on the path of democratic governance
or slides towards the normalization of political violence. The international community is watching. Ghana's development partners are watching. Most importantly, the Ghanaian people are watching to see whether their president will defend democracy or protect those who attack the political parties or journalists or regular citizens. The Minority Caucus demands the following actions: the immediate dismissal of violence-endorsing officials. President Mahama must immediately dismiss Dr. Hannah Louisa Bisu from her position as CEO of the Minerals Development Fund and Malik Basintale from his role as acting CEO of the Youth Employment Agency. Their celebration and justification of violence against opposition figures disqualifies them from holding any public office. This dismissal must happen to demonstrate that the government does not condone political violence. All individuals involved in the Ablekuma violence must be arrested and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. The police must provide daily updates on their investigation and arrest. There can be no impunity for those who attack our democratic process. The Ghana Police Service must conduct a thorough investigation into their security failures, including the alleged role of Chief Superintendent Lumor Frederick Sunanu. Any officers found to be complicit in the Ablekuma North violence must face immediate dismissal and criminal prosecution. We condemn the Ablekuma North violence and personally apologize to Honorable Mavis Hawakumsun, Nane Pefriye, and all the victims of the violent attacks. His statement must be unequivocal and without any qualification or justification for the violence. To the people of Ablekuma North and the Ghanaian people, do not allow these acts of intimidation to silence your voice.
Do not allow. Now, on your Ghana, MPP. Hey, that's when you're Ghana.
By see, Bibi,
Ablekuma.
Bibi, in some now, Okano, or see Pam, a doctor and a business away day.
Say wakoka say boy abo ha wakumsi no no because or no so will be bro.
Bibi, on that I still think that there is a better way ananka say Dr. Nabisu e communicate they are not person can. Or better still keep quiet and then move on. But Bibi, say Bibi me tie wo hwemasum na me te say Maxine so sibi we ni so a why would I feel sympathy for you? Maybe I might not come out to say it. Maybe what and them say, Senya osi eka asem no wankasai. But nipe see before ye be so bia or your leader the responsibility one bibi e was so no. Enti say who say ono so nipa enti bibi say or say and it is natural of us bibi natural of us or say our kumsi na ma ya bono enti so ono so te ya bona and utie the first statement na or say on condone election violence, but he doesn't feel sympathy for my men. And wait, you couldn't power a man. The opposition or catch us a normal acron for. They are not so power na osu. It's almost a danya a bedani. But you see, something that you criticize when you are in opposition, it doesn't become right when you are in power.
Exactly the point. The aya uti omwa ombe start ya ombe shada condemn me ade no. I know shada ka say me I don't condone violence. Me I don't support violence. This must be condemned. No we are not the bat.
Yeah. But you see, I mean you should say sansem we there. 10 people from Kenya to Ghana for Yaibo Mochi because and it was wrong. Today it is wrong.
But you hear a lot of justification.
No, and so make a job say, more justify no. Say Dr. Nabisu. Say Anaku Yabo. Say I say it was not right. Today we are still saying that.
Yes,
it is not right.
Very well. Joa medo asibebre.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
98.9 FM EpaHoaDaben jumedie enie emra so se medan me ho koba na mekoton ade kakra mekoba na yetiesimu ye small scale miners association bedin komo na emo president na yebusa se statement ya ba bontene se wono mu a yokufo anya omumu hwehwemu no hunu ne sen especially when he has been complaining say tax force for ndoso obi abanso oba beji sika di from ho ama na anokra ye che no because of intervening in the case of small scale miner ye che no. Mampeni's description of the situation and it's a national emergency, but ahonkeka no ohunu ni say indeed Mampeni no ohunu ni say national emergency said the war kana na yeni nkomo ne mo nkomo wo ahotoso bi wo yoko investigations here ba be koswe ho ana say no krobi be pie especially when any Mampeni is not showing any bias in terms of one more allegedly omo aye illegal mining. It is cutting across, and two of his party's top men, Baku a national organizer, Baku a third national vice, also have been fingered. Investigations never cost so effort near woman and in your maye, Galamsey and Samono Enho. We nim koma hodo aye babedie na ye de ani so ahwe 16th July 1 CDI shase ni Adawa Fonso eka ensem no esen are we expecting say ahentudie mu enso bekosoro ama commuters nso ana because it was threatened the very first time wa aban ye say odesa 1 CD ni ban tere ya be man so ebedi nkomo afasa ensem enyina ho mamen ko Facebook now messages ni biade aba men kan fama ko mensa pillar 2 as a President Mahama please stop Galamsey now simple okay owie no din chiama Honorable Daniel Nyame Foster Gameli Kata ese watching you live from Asasewa. Foster, thanks for joining us this afternoon. Eno ena wade aba Piaga say Mahama has scammed Ghanaians. Kwambe so one chirim ubetima be chirim biem. Potassium one say imagine NPP in power like will be paying e-levy, betting tax, emissions tax, COVID levy, giving pensioners haircut on their own pension bonds coupled with Iran-Russia war levy. Never again to the national, and he says, problematic party and on the account. Francis Tete, and so Ehujumedi no also here live, Ifri Otrokpe. Seth Antobam, aka breastfeeding, or say, good, I'm say message you the banopa, and to Wadama, infant to baby answer. Manuel Jesse said, good afternoon, baby. Please, how far is Galamsey? It seems you guys have stopped talking about it. Where is Kenashiwe? In fact, I really miss your voice. Mate Masawudu Kumase Bantama said, government's decision to scrap fuel allowance and allocations for all political appointees is to divert attention from the 1 CD per litre fuel levy, which is taking effect today. Governance is a serious business. Regards to former KMA boss, Honorable Sampine and Koka. Coleman Sampila 2 said, President Mahama, okay, I think so we were about twice. Also, betting me messages naba na makenkai also one of the same and then somewhere ususu said, edi eka na makenkai ni na ede amawo. Me tonadi aba me koba. Yene driver for ne bekasa yene Galamsey for me yene small scale miners no so ebedi nkomo na yabawura the new patriotic party ni mu. Ni call so enra ewo national council meeting. Ene abeto abontene a ebusa se neba ne sen edi enkura na akoso ntia Dr. Brian Champong ebetia chema wuntumi emra okasa ode na no betu mu ebie we'll come back and deal with all of these issues. And of course, Mampeni, a decision said, or cut a full allowances and allocation to a appointees, it was saying, Usuzu say, we never save cost to be an we'll be back. Na yaba bidi in Komoi Enina. Stick and stay. Happy Sunny Yaba.
Your property holds the power to transform your future. Welcome to Echo's Collateral Management, the game changer in turning property documents into profits. We are not just another service. We are your partner in unlocking sustainable income and fueling business growth. With prime brokerage, collateral brokerage, credit brokerage, and land documents perfection, we are redefining what is possible for property owners and business owners alike. At Eclipse, we have built a primary depository platform, a secure, innovative space where property owners like you can lodge your documents and earn risk-free, sustainable income. For businesses struggling to secure funding, we provide collateral solutions you need to thrive and grow. Every move we make is backed by a rigorous credit appraisal process, so you know you are in safe hands. Find us at Adenta Barrier near Medi Moses Hospital, beside the West African Senior High School wall. Call 054-383-2466 today. At Eclipse Collateral Management, for property owners, we say, think safety and decent income. And for business owners, we say, think funding before projects.
Looking to study abroad? We have top quality placements in Spain, Malta, the Netherlands, and in Italy. Here's how it works. Pay a €350 registration fee only after you receive admission. Tuition fees only after your visa is approved. Our service fee, pay us only after your visa is issued. We make it easy, transparent, and secure. Call us today on 054-319-0616. That's 054-319-0616. Your journey starts now.
Number one everywhere you go. Big go. For the friends and the family. Big go. Big refreshing moment. Big go. For the kids and the adults. Big go. Boys and girls with a drink up. Big go. Everywhere the party day. Big go. We go mash up the place with it. Big go. Greatest in every battle. Big go. Big go. Big go. Big go. Big refreshing moments.
Big old drink. Big refreshing moment. Another quality product from Trillium Industries. This advert is FDA approved.
Etoda, wo kontimi do champagne pa, nanso wo sike kura wo no. Na ye juice ene betumi ato. So, so pese wo kura mre kura sika, na udwumadi a wudie, wonu mu a wonim dwumadi no. Etimi dima wo e wo bra bode emfidie a esefata edi dwuma ne dia. Ene ha ho kura. Isanze E-Productions. Ya be sort you out. Freyen. So pe studio and production equipment rental. Emfidie a ye di twa sene ahodo nyina no. Ye betimi di bia fam. Corporate and social videography. Se wo di dwumabie a wo pese otwe egun homa so. Freyen. TV commercials, se wo ton wo niema na pese amanfo ehunu e wa kasamfoni so. Freyen. Documentaries, freyen. Photography, any live streaming. Se wo twamfoni kama pa. Anaze wo di dwumabie na pese brekro no mu a obi biara etimi hunu. Freyen. Why nyum na pese oya nyum no ho akasamfoni a freyen. Jingles, IVR, any voiceover production, freyen. Short and long film, freyen. Yetetefon homanie 0242-755-323 ana 0302-254-858 ana sa hwie kira kwan yewo Asylum Down ye ben Happy 98.9 FM. E-Productions, capture the moment.
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Expressing my heartfelt gratitude to the chiefs and people of the Western North region for the warm hospitality extended to me and my delegation since our arrival here in Drabuso. Your generous welcome today, marked by colorful culture and genuine affection, has touched my heart. This visit is part of my nationwide tour to personally thank the people of Ghana for the overwhelming confidence reposed in me and the National Democratic Congress and our members of parliament during the December 2024 general elections. In particular, I want to commend the people of Sekirioso, Bodi, Akontomra, Bibiani Ariaso, Bekwai, Dwaboso, and beyond for standing firm behind the NDC. You have spoken clearly, and we have heard you, and we appreciate and will do the needful. Nanano, I've heard your concerns about the roads connecting our farming communities and our markets. These roads are vital arteries for moving cocoa, timber, food products, and people across our country. They are not a luxury, they are a necessity. And I assure you that these projects have been fully captured under our $10 billion Big Push infrastructure program. This is a program to commit at least $2 billion every year in infrastructure development, and we have begun to roll it out in the 2025 budget. We are committing resources and technical teams to ensure that these roads are completed on schedule. I've directed the Ministry of Roads and Highways to prioritize these roads and return contractors to sites to work without further delay. The Honorable Finance Minister has also assured that the resources are available to reconstruct these roads. And he has said that for any contractor who works on the Big Push projects, if you present your certificates within 2 weeks, you will be paid. So money is not going to be a problem. So Nananum, if we start the Big Push and we cut sword, if the contractor is not working, it's not because we are not paying him. Then there must be something else wrong. Roads such as the Enchi Elubo, Dadieso Akontomra, Adwafwa Osei Kojokrom, Sechiboikwa Asankragwa, and deteriorated feeder roads across Sui, Bonsum Kwanta, Bonzan, Esam, and Bia West are all slated for reconstruction. And to our young people, I say the Feed Ghana program is meant for you. This program includes land preparation services, irrigation systems, youth block farms, and guaranteed market linkages. If you're interested in agriculture, the government will support you no matter what your background. Also, SHS, the Bodi SHS, the Dwaboso SHS, with improved facilities and boarding infrastructure under the Free Secondary School Education Plus policy. Waiting for financial clearance from the Minister of Finance, and when we get it, every region is going to have a quota to send our young people to serve in the security services. Nananom, ladies and gentlemen, this region has vast potential in agro-processing, in timber, ceramics, cocoa, oil palm, and tourism. Under the Accelerated Industrialization and Trade Program, we're creating investment incentives to attract agro-processing firms to the Western North region. In particular, in cocoa processing, palm oil milling, rice milling, timber value addition, these are all areas that we're prioritizing. And these initiatives will create jobs for young people across this region. Government plans to invest in collaboration with the African Development Bank and other international partners to cultivate 200,000 hectares of oil palm across the country. The Western North region is going to play a crucial role in this project.
You heard the voice of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama and ne thank you to our Kupimo, our Western region. Benoka say or Ashanti region. He just finished speaking. Now we'll bring you updates. FSA and some of Baba me phone call edu proof asye edu proof SM Busa say o pa kusua de ewo amanone o nyaya nka be kwa kusua de wa brochira na so answer ne yes dia and you almost in control say omo the best of quality placements our countries BT says Spain, Malta, the Netherlands and Italy. Na say na enhyehyɛ nyina etie obetua €350 eno your registration fee eno utua eno ewia na saa time no na chese wanya admission into betua €350 registration fee and says kano obetua only when on saka admission inti se won sanka admission a enya de a edu proof egiska bi free ho obebusa se na tuition fees nso te sen tuition fees no nso obetua only after on sa aka o visa eno ene hyehyeye na eda ho na obebusa se na omo service no nso omo fees ahe na omo charge ohwe school amount when admission when your visa na womo ankasa nso womo djuma no mo de cha na omo hyehyeye ne say you pay only after your visa is issued na kire say wontua sika bia ma edu proof until ubi bia atotom when your admission ya approve visa amount eno kire say according to no betimi akọ okonso a o school na wo kọ eno esiwia ansana watua sika bi ana service fee bi e de ama eye edu proof eneno eye den so baji obi adi a wo so do bekwa buruchira ku school wan ha betua sika bebre bewie no wode wasimi atonkofo bebre eno nti se be ya obenya edu proof mu gidie ni nti edu proof say o registration fee a wo betua no agise won sa kan admission letter ena o tuition fee so agise ya approve visa amount omo service fee agise won sa so visa mu ukura passport e de timu amount ansa na service charges bia wo ho a watua frɛ edu proof ene ewo 054 319 0616 so 054 319 0616 with edu proof your steady journey starts now. Mansoa Herbal Clinic semen kanchiro se yade bia wakwa enko a wabre ho na unya no aduro no wose bra no wonfa ahabanma enkan ono o habanduro bebre a wode sa yade ahodo ene se eye typhoid se eye fever se eye enemu yade se bi oba wuchia pa wo na wunya yade bia fabra Mansoa Herbal Clinic ose a doctor for no akodare wo modwuma mu a wo munnim adwuma ne pa na doctor no owo one unique style a odi fi nipa ono no ohwe wani nkosua ohwe wo tekrema so ohwe wo hwene ohwe wanimu a otimi diagnose hu yade a hawo ne nsem a woka eno no se no ye expertise bi o wa a doctor for bebre eni ebie eno nti osebra na won fiu na yade ko hawo no watimi ama wadro ama wode aka omo new fadama washing bay wa omo wo nkrabata ba ko so atwi tashi twi blow tantra hill so mo obi wo na ka so a udu ablikuma so a Mansoa Herbal Clinic enso ewo nkrabata ba ko ewo ho ono se wo pe details ana wo pe se wo book appointment a friend number si na one a doctor for ne nkasa bi ana wakodu ayera ohunu kwan wo be fa number si ama me 0557 56 2988 0557 562988 and also ubetimi afre ewo 0555 165797 experience care that truly understands you at Mansoa Herbal Clinic intibra na yema wa ayare hwe ene ayare sa mapa a ebetimi aboa wo ama wanya oho na wade wo ho na mi free Mansoa Herbal Clinic dia ya maski na medemani echre alive eye soup asuye alive soup semen kanfo mawo semina ye semina ebusuaku ahodo age atumisa ne se esevo wo mu ye pa alive bathing soup eye semina bia e refresh wo nipadua esanso ema nipadua no eye dene etia eye pressure bia obi face na no nam kurum na do hu twi obi ni ade semina we ni siesu we de no pa na ho den kese ene se that moisturizing effect o skin no dry a udware wie a so skin no aye nome edaso skin and well nourished enunti me kanfo de amount de na me catch ro say ensuro ubutum isane say alive soup edaboko ne bo fom eso abusua bia butom wo ne quality nso osoro na perfect for everyday use. Is it the lemon scent de na ope ana ope kube de no ebi ana aloe vera de na wani je ho ene na bre there is an array of scents awodo abetimi a selected free alive range of soaps enyinada. Grab an alive soap from any shop near you and feel the difference. Alive soap also feel fresh, feel alive. Kwa homa no so na yene adriver fo nkabomkuo akasa True Drivers Union na mobekaya eda NDC abai ekọ parliament ekọji tumi so the 1 cedi ebeto a letter of fuel bia so no adriver fo metwi ben wo ni omo kasa na nya de a omani age ho na omo kasa aban ne hwe no wontwensan sane se anka gains kakra yenya ema fuel bo so etete yema adaba fogine no so etete womo lorry fare so no nanka eyade ebeboa stakeholders ni nyina ntina aban hwe no onyi kwansi na aban suspend sa policy ene policy na san babiem a driver for would have to pay na omu tua amayen anase omo pass no de amayen ya berima PRO ema True Drivers Union wa join me ewo ahoma no so bra me mo ha na ahoden wo
awade na fam
de nyame ase ya bema ade na san babie mu o se na no ye kasa no na ye nyina ye ni ageso ade na nya maso aban ye bona baso we listening government we tie yen kwansi no beka che se ade no ayese ayinyu no boye no na mo ka se me kọ menya nkọ meteten kwanchen he ya aba ene 1 cedi per liter adaba for mu som sen
so bibi mamna zene ya happy FM for you but I am the say edi kan ba ye no ka say True Drivers Union ya be ma do ma no tu se o mu mpene na ya kafa happy FM EpaHoaDaben so no empanyin 40 omoto nsa e de frɛ yen achenkafo bibi me kai say ewura Honorable Minister for Transport Joseph Bukari Nukwe I was Saboba MP and a tone Safre. Ya call no, Massama me kai no. It be me cap our city yaso. I catch Yaba Passe. Oma and Penny Fason to say. Ya drama for so more can say. And how be down Yamu na yan swanwa in Kindi how. Dem mo ka say e kabida ho ye mo anu munchiano e na ne ye busa say why na boss aka no ibi mpacho e ya sa na me ka wo fide ya so
me kai pa
enti ye busa no in fact me ba party travel the Minister for Transport and o troto ho e na no kire say ya so ma ye ka nyina ya so ma e dem mo do no be gina ya na ma say chief driver ne say yen hwe ne say ye nam kwantempo si obi nkasa bibi nsi nebo ma accident de ka ye nyina ye ho na ye adwuma akwansi asi ye bedru aye hospital ye be kane ani honti na ye ntimi ahwe a enkomo be ni ebedi in fact ye say we say what am fa ho a o say ye bibi abu na say ye kwa we de ne ye say tisi kwa so ye kwa say kane ani ho eno nso ye ba ne say na ye nyina ye say okay ye sa so adin ye ya tam ne say ye hwe de obo ka no ansa na yakọ akwa akotu ho anamo enti ye no mu asem no onfa nkomo mampanyini ana ye de sori nkomo so mba chaw ye bie pruto wo so bia fa na adwen kiremra enti ne suspend nya sa
na nenti e suspend ye no na ebeka ho ba na aban ni nyina so kase ne say wa task energy ne finance ministers no so mo hwe ne ekoso between Israel and Iran no adeɛ baako mu gyina so de suspend the implementation of the policy.
Yo, mbacho. Say you go so aye kan Israel ni Iran no. And a minority leader, you are after market, our year MP for a futu. Ejina mrashe bedroom, don kuman and nemu. I can't see him go to sa kano mebwa. And I want can is our mrashe bedroom.
Oh, I say in an asugusu.
But I say, but I would say, Amanyoku, our dog, Mano said to Kumano, or which meet your move free, Nasabana, or Kayan Moana.
Yawu Kakusi saying.
Me Kakusi say, or no career, and a national chairman, NDC. And so Bob on Timber Cars, or Mukra, there no more to 10 people before say, come here, yet, no more pay that aqua to baby affairs in that Dananka, or we are listening to the United City,
no crap.
Anything on my morning in Ajatum. Say, you know, Nabibi. I don't for ye and Yan say, a dua near to the Asha Jimmy for some there be. And here, say, ye Babano, ye boom kuntano, nessa a good 10% in a. Bibi so only Kania, won't mean Casamu macro for Mumma and Tio Meboa.
No crap.
And then you know, better near Tia. Then we have here shed your ball, can to her, a cabin to her, young and I am go to ya. But I also see you know, young and I have Macania yet them.
And see, mobile pass it on one city no ama consumers, commuters.
But on a can so ya cano cania a electricity.
Na se wo so ya we se ahyantwede ne yebetu so a anase yebetu mu a woni abansi hu nkonwa ana
eno ne ye ka se abeye eye eka bi da ho se ye tifu we so na less than pacho 10% ya ye tiso 10% ya ye make decision enti ahyantwede abo se ye na no.
Okay.
Ana ye tumu so na ye 10% ya yanso yen take it to 50 and no nya sa na tie e di say you do so levio say e ka levio ya de ye bun kontare na do 10% ya say you fit take a decision nya sa
na we mu bu a e we do mu 10% threshold no
ero ni ye be sun ko ga me no ka say na ma don to se fo bi wo ado ba go from here Sadiq Adams the chrome of 51 poko I want na me wo me no ka yeah, na fire bass ya maybe abankran. Da ye nyina ya bunkunta na fefefe. Ye wo bia no, ye ba the catch Ghana for the bibi ye bunkunta na so na nduru ya. Pa so se ye be twa to. Se china bi foforo be ka ho, ne ye de ka ho na ye ya. Pa so se na ye de china so take a decision.
Anyway. Ya, ye fa komunisia na se mutena si wie dia nkontabuo no ekosi na chese because me have one CD it will almost translate to that 10% amount kano most likely ye be expect say mobeto eye ahyentwade mu say aban prevail on mo ka kire mo say omani mo aye den timunya botre a mo asema mo be kan be den.
But also my dia, and yet near my muye. Ye become making it clear or man who says, a mambo na ye boaman penny for a children, ye no beyond time would be. Particular tax ya come once a week. When that's our tax, when I mean, who are quite in the court to the
Mekaipa.
Also be a yen free home. Never ye can't want some nan will be moving now with the man to mubia. Kebu ankenyi baby aye di hu nkomoi
ase Supreme Court to crash ese yin free o
mbacho na o man pay jo mama data mo yiye
wanyi
na do be di 8 years wo yi
onu so anyi
woni mi say na do side bi kan wo de kwaje ibosia enti sa tax ya ye kan wa semu yi nanka e se wu 2021 mbacho na ye wo yi ebe mu MPP about the kwaje ibosia a ebe wu 2031 e na enyina bedu sabre
na ya mamimbusa ebi kase mampani ne to anamon bi a anka ebe a mohwe ho no mo anka be encouraging kakra ma monya hotoso bi se eyi nyina na ye boa ene sen se following sa 1 cedi no de aba be ka ho no per letter no wasan so abra aban appointees a ye ma omfuo allocation any fuel allowance say efine no ye twam we aban ne kira eye adansedie se wo mu so brebi se de mo driver for bre ne omanfo so bre no
bibi
yeah
maka ne say omanpan to mama me
hello Yabema hello Yabema oh Yabema homa no atiko I really wanted his voice or his response to that very matter na anka yeah
Mina bibi
aha na me busa what me question ni there
me say maka ne say since me sha se to aba enura me da pa be ni ji say to aba na man to aba nso keke
okay
bibi woni me say every week ya mo kura me cha appointees no 35 gallons of fuel na omoje
ebiji brosa
mba cha wodi ya say ya mo kura
okay
ya be ma onu atiefo atim common se no mba cha ofa we calculate na bo am ya bi 35 gallons of fuel la said never 1 gallon 50 cedis here mba cha say week no yeah 1,750 Ghana cedi mebwa
ya mitio
1 week you Sabosumi ba kono a 20 working days no 7,000 Ghana cedi ana nipa ba ku bia ye bo no hoka
e wo fuel keke ho
me pa cha o e wo fuel ho appointee ba ko dia wanye kura 35 gallons no enko ntabuo no ebi mo jiburu sa le mo ye gina 35 7,000 Ghana cedi each person pa cha o man payi wa kwanya appointee nipa more than 5,000 my engineer 5,000. And every month 7,000. Fat times 5,000. But I bet my boys calculating. Yeah, fat times ya sibako. Asim you and me answer and 9. And to man pay you why you say yen na yan ko kana. I don't know what you PFM. I would also won't care be. And the other time will be a TV.
Mo betcha mo de na mo bi atuabi.
I'm telling you, me know because I wouldn't say fuel no this is now 14 Ghana cedi.
Yeah.
And it's sad you have a toss in your first canway. What's it? And I am right here for me.
Ya na ha de hanya banko.
Na mpacha wa doma for ya ji. Kwa can pay the ticket.
Ya wa higher bank.
Bibi ya no bi anta obi. Na mo ya mo mo tia no.
Yeah.
E tire bi o mo ka tire say ya mfa ntia ka e ka fu for side da wa. Bibi anu no enye kwase bu no mo bu ye no.
Ya me fen komoni si hana me na wase ewie ene ne wonma ye hunu efa True Drivers Union mo position on this matter. Ne tofa bomu ni se mo de mo tena se na mo sese na eboro mo 10% threshold no so a e ade a bo bema wono mu a efa cars ebetua saa ekai ate yedase bebre ewie ma me fasa nkomo enkonkon ho na me kan konkodi nkomo foforo nkomo a mebedie efa banbo ho security na yenyina hete ne koso eye na no kwasiada ewo eye boko a ene abetodwa se asojafo ena womo edi emrantie bi animu ema womo koye oyene to the extent that members of the majority can say maybe I'm a press conference. I catch the military high command demanded a number of things. It be a compensation for Nipa 6 for payment of vandalism cost. So shops are hold luti sika allegedly one more efade koye. The statue of the Bokona Ba Womubugu from San Pejadi Tumu almost per restoration of that. Subsequently, NDC executives are a war a year Bokumpo Temonso Abe press conference said President Mahama Hena wan Kambo Kwasem went to Asia. A idea Musudio Mojuma Ebeto. It's an say a year Bokun Semunti. Any GD Omo war President Mahama mu into no mutu abanu bum de ma NDC. Then the NDC aba na men in uniform mpo na ye ne emu ye dia ene na emu awrem mampani anye bibi dia ya dia omuso edi omadwuma as NDC adwumayefo ebeto ho Paul Boatin join me ahoma no so oye security expert and also an analyst as well with ASEP. Yonkona nkodi sa enkomwe na ehwese de etie. Mr. Boatin otime nka Happy FM su ne memo ha.
Onya me Joseph.
Na ewie boko de.
About the other about the affair.
Akwa abanso.
Mm.
Na no kwasi ada yante asem de na Mr. details kakra ba betodwane se I mean it's quite worrying say betisa soldier phobia womo share uniform womo koba kura military car involved in this matter. From where you sit any wonti ase wo bokon sem no ho clashes ahodo a abesene ko ene nia soldier fo adwuma o maye e wo boko over the years no eye wo wanwa say ne ye finger soldier fo say wo makoye niam medi kan bobo soso makoye
ogunia yes since danyo I say ntokwane sha ase na no se efa we abremu aflafo the other side no abremu aflafo I don't know so we start follow ntokwa atifa no wa na eko esa anko ama we ya obremu opatafo no
okay
ekoma no dey no support of opatafo no esa Ghana politics o position
na se
o say news oba power and so on o say news na da bia meka ana me so maka no bebebe se mo fidi so kra se wo de boko issue no ye politics e anya djuma na me so maka se president ma approach na o yen anya djuma anya dia sa approach na o person de so boko no ebe ye djuma
approach se o ma otumfo se won di mediation anim na anya djuma
you see Boku issue no we rely solely on otumfo a enya djuma.
Okay, chemi mu.
Nye tiane say the two factions na antia say some person so ndue ba enya djuma na enya djuma kire.
Okay.
We wo gide wo otumfo mu. But yama de na practice ansa na ye free otumfo. No kwale ni say chemi wo tumi na mi tu otumfo fo no fa nko mo be ka kire na maka kire say mo nso. Kama ka tro tun for some fa no hunjim
samu
if the politicians na start there no until the be dey man one say na nim nyama o de ye ndidie no na ankoba ne sa entimi no from day one am it is tun for be so no me ka kire madam for be say ka me wo voice and me ka kire tun for say on penny baby intra
na wan so ya we say ohene pon kase sa wo kasa edu akire magana fo nyina tie no ebe dem pa say a national duty of this magnitude obeka say opportunity
so me in America no say edu baby a ye prepare ye to nchen
okay
ye chance o mama niema na stay eglatri o mama niema na stay eglatri o mo de boko na ye politics ama edu level bi a so one kasa na ntokwane for o man tiasia you forget enya juma.
But Paul, coming back to the issue of the military, and your first time factions when we involved in sa intokwasemi accuse a soldier for ini. The last incident na involved a soldier for was when I say against the orders of the Bokona Abano. A soldier for LED one side Emma Abba Market Square Bokona Babra says side for the man be digwa and you had a situation a soldier for in uniform LED a man from the other side Eba market na Bokona Baba ne sema wo mo mahono in the process nipa ba ku wuye soldier ni tuo ni ku no enye say allegation keke bi na free baby ba majority members of parliament to move free that enclave at a press conference and they are laying this latest one at the doorstep of the military. Aka said a men in uniform and a yes yamransemo course so breaking the statue, looting shops and killing a nipa insia. Sa conduct no wo so mu saying na wo kan saying
when you walk as I no say who you sue where do you say allegation?
No correct.
Me sure say one statement to be from military high command ho me boa.
Bibi anyamae.
Enti kebeti bi anke yen twen because as acquisition no ye hu bi abre. Ye hu ya titi bi so kura abre edu ba bi ay mama ya ga ko ye mpi ho no make statement ana no kure bi edi. You see a bus say ya ni aya e bi no taye ne say omo district security no ebe from ho ana so ombe decision dia and ombe statement dia more a bit demoralize omo ma adwuma potin e woso omo ye no omo nye. Don't forget to say the situation in here no tell me nkasa me stand military for armed forces no omo ti o me spokesperson for them. But they told be kura na omo amoku ni bi kura ti ko say uniform de koye eniema self pata obi abe ye bi Ghana armed forces bi kura so be hwemu na nye omo ni me hu bi kebetimi a ka ho no de mo fa ntwe wo na e de military high command statement ba na nki ato aso enya me wanwa kebetimi asisa me enya de enya no statement ma yin ntino wo kan ho asama aya na edin kakra.
Military High Command in first statement in my idea, but Minister of Defense, Dr. Manebuama, has spoken to this matter. Why Shebo say, Obey Muna, Omahuna Sempotia, is see a course or na or regret the fact to say, Sa Yamran Samono, a course or a woho. That is some official commentary about Sasibiana.
Yeah, investigation. I don't say any findings in the final way. A bit me a glass of the castle. A bit me about statement and a crank of work and any no credit. You see, it's a car security as a group of beer. You are not careful. You be kind every mistake in speech now. I'm going home and I find that you have been no quality. It is a defense minister Becasa. Alpha will say any or your Nanya investigations and the quality will be on. Emra Bonti, you know, say, Yentimi Bobo. Was they saying, you do not one I will use to wear this allegation. You know, so near to make it come. A banner sounds well, Mianca Sano. Sabi in India, me won a bamboo, nature said, man, you should send him there and draw conclusion. I'm a person, what you are saying. A banner sa M1, a banner sa will be great team in next hour, because Papa will crowd it. On Tia some crown, no, Mention Percebe to me, sir.
Metwase, and of course the sensitive nature of Bokwasa Monocrantino, Hunkomodi no dia na why measured na why careful kakra. But beyond that, Mamefa Umbura Nano Ifiada rerun of 19 polling stations about to occur so Ablekuma North constituency. Ebiaka say a retaliatory attack. Ebisuaka say a idea omo shedabo mutirimu pose one equest be amount for the issue of electoral violence as TBM in the face of Emra Yashishe Itia vigilantism. Your reading of Ablekuma North and Ediana Uhunu going into Akwetia maybe in some 2 months' time.
Sunny afternoon, me afternoon, me can't end this in here. Obi I don't say, Sabi, or we to me here, no what's way here, no be here, no pan, no position obey, and I be a chapter. Who you see where you say retaliatory, me support us, sir. If it's also a bar him and a friend, who say now. Also, send you kung fu, me charge your corner, so now. And yes, or what previous way you be why yeah. And you may be one of the questions a man for upon a part, we would say, Casino, who and who is up. So the new on Quane will be power call home. MPP from paying to be break call. And so the one who is out the session of Hannah Howard Kunze name said Deputy National Organizer, no Sabbath career on Pon Pan. And you know, and shut down your dear and because Osha said you are bound almost to be corner so now. And just say, and you may be a 1 year asking for and you be on best 1 year, man. No, who say, yana. And you know, more yes, I did. Give me support. I said, where did now you see and say, retaliatory measures for Butiki. We are friend of revenge, very revenge on we are. But moi on my say. Oh, and your man a be the donor support to our most at a nose of some. Tawakaya, or can say on your political vendetta, Tawakaya.
Mekaipa.
It may be a year near me, man, can say. Bet me, I want to think of for now. One more Jessica. Especially DC for Osaka and also they're doing yes idea. Oh, or by our head the next form say. We had DC near, but need the MPP near you for plan will be the Akumiano. Oh, yes, I didn't you. And looking at now, and Kaibia, you were Mahama, let's say a torture, but 10 years to me, I'm Masosano. Trust me. Next time, be MPP for that power. Say 20 years of crop baby. Will be answering to me, catchers of woman. If you say, which MPP for penny for the comment, the problem, my also one woman said, vigilante group of Prado, that's a force on the other one guru. It's a triple say, that's Biano. Day, almost day, yebi. And also, Mwama democracy to say, and Konim. And you know, a idea, a hard game, Papa was said, and paying 41 to peace council for 20 Baya, that Biano, Tanya Maniamano, and Kosubi.
Within the week, in fact, Emra Semunisi and Interior Minister called constituency or granted interviews and Okasafa violence no subsequently obeye obanhye mudiema o kyerɛkyerɛ ne yakoso ne ministry ho wama oman no promises say wona ekudi saa nsɛm no obema mra akye wo mo to the extent that yenim sɛ ne yema mu ha political parties ɛhyɛwde wo mo nkrɔfo o ahotoso bi sɛ ana President Mahama ne Muntaka Mubarak interior minister omu betimi enya the political will e de ache sa amrantie amemra aye adwuma
no kwale say we need to do it omu prove me wrong omu timi ya na ba nsem mo so mo ko ye ka anya na ndimi omu enya de omu ya mpa ko bi a omu ya hofle eni mo omu ntom timi song na so mamra ni adwuma so na ka na no kwale say omu wa ba so ni ni gidi esi bitimi abasa
Miti.
We need to be. I can never find a money possible. We need to be. I have political talk. I'm telling you. I'm not there. I'm going to
Woka se yenimuomo no amama kaya semba kwa minister ne kaye mza after my assurance ne se bechi omu nyina no he also entertained the fear say problem ba kwa aka ho so ne se sankofo mu di saboni wia no mu de omo aka nwura no omo akota ne no ne beye den efa wo mo che no ne bia na ankwankoye ne manim he ya
ni manim ha de betu aba say ya but talk for betu let me tell you one thing Ghana Police Service open the bonnet tagien o jurisdiction kwa betu this one case one month the minister no I will come in kura no why not do so betu me am catch person take 1 month or betu this was case 1 year or case betu one and take 1 month or betu I find a sank of one kwa almost to be zero and go for an answer from within common or the Ghana ha me no case na di boni bia ba bia wo bia fish o meet me hu ba bia no incident do case better no so no be kusi na say
Paul electoral violence e be dey na to ase kra
this is political will na no kwale ye adwuma yes sir anya dia we do say abet me speak because we you hu me na o tro no so nya wo de be yo
political will
I so abide
the no dey hu now
from say emranya adwuma electoral commissioner onye na adwuma ni e mo adwuma ni we police ni na so bi yabone wo bia okokto electoral we test here no be tuma yan kaso on call secretary 7 million ho be na on ko di police and on ko estro ho be ko di police yan ka say ya the best person of transfers ni ade oh Say mom kwan obi aye na djuma na mra ye djuma san sabi nsem wi no ehun hia sanka betumi en papra anything na me right from day one omo ya vigilante law no say enye djuma no na ya de bele djuma fi say sam na ehun hia kran so mo because em lawo Ghana enti no me do me no ni e ko so say e back to my ben no kwali se me ni di wo
What temedo asewie ene obre o me ho
me so me da
EpaHoaDaben ti sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Medi nkomo ye wie maminchi aboso kanfo nyina da spare parts dealers amo aboso kan fitafo amo aboso kan mo a mudi munkwe ewa aboso kan ewie special greetings na mede mamu nyina na me chiamu because eye 31st July bosumi ewie ye kra no ye nemo baba bedi kasubom kese pa ewo eye abose kan na da asemo a yede yen radio station yesen sika subiemu o eno ne frɛ no Happy on Wheels yede ani kyerɛ abose kan na yaba bedi eye abrabom nkomo yaba bedi eye adwumam nkomo ne yaba bedi oman enso emu nkomo yato nsa frɛ eye municipal assembly mpanimfo omomra na mo mɛkyerɛkyerɛ nsɛmu mo nso a modi dwa abose kan ho a muhia niema bia free assembly no ho in terms of sanitation, in terms of street lights, in terms of security. Ene monsemu nyina da na mombra na mombehwe makomangu ho na MCE. Ene na pamfo nso hwe na omu enyi nsemu nyina ano. Enti eto nsa frɛ aboso kanfo nyina ene groups ahodo bebre na wo ho. Mo nyina mombra na yenhia eye 31st July 2 p.m. sharp na no nsia ne asore so. Eye Happy on Wheels. Jumedie a yede bro eye bosumi bia we ene eye invitation a may extend it to you o asem ka efa eye asetena mu ewo aboso kan a bra eye ablekuma central bra constituency issues nyina ebedi hu nkomo na ya pe eye anuye na oban so a microphones no be available obeka oboso asem wa kire wadwene na empanifo eyi wano bra ne hia na Happy on Wheels. Come and express yourself. Come, because your voice is your power.
EpaHoaDaben.
Dear Sudia Herbal Clinic say men come from my isane say ene no enya yade nyina na de call hospital. Yade bi wo wa bi chin hospital sa enya de a ubenya eye ahoden ana pomuden. Isane say eya na yade bi wo ha efri ni fi. Ye before de esan so je edutu di. Ye je abayisem di. Yeje jujudi yeje bibia di bibi for de eja uti o yakura na ye o se na no agreement anu obi ye no de na kutia form na o mia wo ene Africa de sa enti se yade bi wo ho na wakọ hospital waye lab test ahodo wachini wakọ sorry chese yade ne se wonko ba bia then you begin to think like an African because ebia na enye lab asem ebia na enye paracetamol asem ebi kura na enye scan ade utimu sa ne ene ma namoye mpa nso kotwa scan ye hu hwe eso du anadwo ase owo pa ne namoye mbra ukoye scan zemo ahia na wode sa na watamfo edi ebose enti dua Sudia Herbal Clinic se sade no wakọ hospital wachini na still oso wonkọ a bra na be try wo mo hwe no mo hone de last stop obuso mo haban bi aban no mo frɛ no elekpekpe code name no elekpekpe na elekpekpe no ti ni din kura tim sɛ enya asɛm ketwa wɔso de gu komu a sɛ na egi sɛ yade na enya honhom sɛ yeduabɔ ɛyɛ obi tukpe no akotie mu sɛ obi na to yɛso etimi to paneɛ ɛde wo nkrɔfoɔ etimi kura bo obi tuo wo honhom mu wo se saa ne mani nyina wo de elekpekpe no to komu na eyemu bia ye honhom a nipa kro hyekyere no be manifest through you yade kro no be ba honhom ko etachiri be yi ne ti no mu hu saa honhom na no mu hu haban a mo de be ka no wo se wo hu be to obenya mfa ahodie enti bra na wo mfa elekpekpe ento wo komu na and diagnose o spiritual yade no emfa ema wo na wo mo pa kire se nkran ha no wo de woni kire ka so aside ho a wo de ko animu a ne busa o hwe kaso abreku omo nkrabata ba ko wo a omo abo mo sese wo a omo de bo amanfo Kumase nso omo wo Kumase abrepo broni krum ho no omo nkrabata ba ko nso wo a pani oda no nso bra no ko Kumase na okoso mo manfo nso wo a omo hia eye honhum freedom and justice nti fa number si ma me ne frɛ honhum freedom and justice onya bia beboa wo se be ya sasa bia ni wachi obi aja madam fu bia na me ne adwuma dipa ani osore akonya so kura no oba just the anointing oil adware akonya na ansa no asantena so ono ane ka akonya ono ane ka city ne ka city waba adwuma wa park osi no kotena office obekọ lunch obaba ka oba anointing akonya no ono ane ka city ono obi amomu hia we see free mu asa lock ono ane ka it imagine office akonya ene prayer water pa ni bisi akonya so enti ele pepe ne ye adwuma brana emboa wona de wo ho freedom and justice spiritual one no na me kanfo dia mawo dia sudia herbal clinic sebra na weekend no so beba ene midweek for so de lotto for mu fani agrokra midweek important day man lotto for na wo twa lotto yi ubenye skanu nya de be den semina be na yusu edisi woniema ontade nyina ni awonwan mesrewa semina de wo hwehwe ne edisi niema pa washing powder ba ko pe o washing powder ba ko pa ene ema nyina edi ho adanse wona manage laundries awodo nyina edi ho adanse girls ya weekends mukofo mu babisi mu niema nyina obeka cho se bra oniema ne de mesi de agiso to jama o gise jama cause oniema no epese fidi efiye dia na jama washing powder ene obia osi niema bia kamfo umbre na epu ahuro baabi semina bi wo ha washing powder bi wo agiso aposa sa wo di gu nsuo mu wo sunsuo nani kakra na ahuro puya bebre ne bon so da form budget friendly jama washing powder etimi eye enkekawa ne efi bia emfa ho ene sene stain no stubborn jama washing powder the best formula ebeyi stain bia de free water mu atade na sene fa jama washing powder sine hwe ade any better wine now you would even wonder say awatade a wahye no be 3 years in enuni ana grab your jama washing powder today now obenya no shop bia mu sene provision shop momo tandu ana kura de bia si hu because nkofo oto what I say nkofo oto pa a chese ne wotom bia no wo de ka woni ema ho a ebe kopa bia na ope no dodo nso atu na gya wo de business jama de wo de begu shop a wo moka sa manfo gusu ani nti me kanfo de ama weekend pe jama ni bi ne fesi wo mano ne ema oba wa wo foforo oba de wo foforo wo bibia e fitaa o anye fitaa na light blue on sa de no nti no wo behia we bi na de sinkoda ne ema ne nyame adom diapers nti insi napkins biem ka first pa obedu na ba time efi ho ahoma nyina yaje aboso ye de si napkins nkwa hey ya bre pen o napkin na ye de eyi safety pin kakra kago yi ne de abom ya bro neno na odwunso gumu ana ye ma mo se akwada ne to ho ye fita uwia ne odi besia bo eyi nkan nyina afiri mu jama stroke patient bi a wo hwe no se dwunso ne be ni ntade mu nyina dwunso mesrew unya jama na de sia ebeyi san carbon ni nyina de afiri mu jama your partner for clean clothes shene soma me na weekend febi isi wabushia eniema na ensemu a ebobo free boko no eni enyan NDC executive se wo nso akasa denden a se de ensemu no etie no omani enje ensemu no so kra na mekoba ebetie sinsemu no na onim se enenso ade a energy minister accountability series ono so taking a 10 Emma ɔkɔ ɛkyerɛ nsɛm ne nsɛm a ɛkɔ so ɛwɔ ne ministry hɔ. Na as part of nsɛm a wɔkaeɛ ne sɛ mo se ECG matete se ɛbɛtɔn a ɔsɛ ɛnyɛ nokorɛ. Ɛnya de a yɛba bɛtɔn ECG na emu no wɔn pɛ strategic private partner bi a wɔn ne bɛkɔ nhyehyɛeɛ bi. Na it is not exactly sɛ wɔn ɛtɔn. Wo de mu ntie minister nkasa na yɛhwɛ sɛ betumi unpack issues no de to dwana.
NPC is also collaborating with other companies to increase exploration, particularly in our Voltairean Basin. It is therefore not surprising that within the last month, the government has supported 2 operators to conclude appraisal of some existing discoveries. The appraisal of the Afina discovery in the West Cape Trade Point Block 2 and Urban Akoma discoveries have all been completed successfully, resulting in the declaration of commercial oil discovery. Ladies and gentlemen, these mean that these fields merit development and production and will be brought on stream for production in due course. What it means is that the decline that we've witnessed over the past 5 years would plateau and begin to rise. That is very positive development for the sector. The ultimate effect will be an increase in Ghana's hydrocarbon production and revenues in the near future. Urban Akoma is scheduled for a fast-track development via tie-back to the existing OCTP infrastructure, which was put in place during President Mahama's first administration. Appraisal of Aprokoma is currently ongoing. The government, as part of efforts to secure additional investment, has also signed an MOU with our Jubilee partners, and they intend to spend around $2 billion in the upstream petroleum sector and also reduce the cost of gas, which ultimately impacts electricity production. And so we are seeing very, very positive trends in the petroleum sector. To ensure that we increase the revenues and also bring about efficiency, Cabinet has approved the private sector participation in ECG's distribution network. And let me put on record, we are not selling ECG. What we are seeking to do is to involve the private sector, particularly in the billing and collection sector. And I encourage Ghanaians to take a keen interest in this. We have good Ghanaian entrepreneurs, good Ghanaian businessmen. This is an opportunity for you. Get involved and help us to bring about improvement in the sector. Ladies and gentlemen, as part of further measures, we've gone to Parliament to seek approval to restrain government from procuring IPPs in a direct negotiation. So now if we want power from IPPs, we have to advertise. We have to open a competitive bidding process so that we get the best value for money. We've also established a committee in collaboration with the Minister of Finance, chaired by Mr. Ben Boanche, who you all know, very learned, very astute, a man with integrity, to renegotiate even the existing PPAs that we have with the IPPs so that we can make further savings. You would have also
EpaHoaDaben ti Sinupi na nokorɛ ɛyɛ baako pɛ.
Your property holds the power to transform your future. Welcome to Echo's Collateral Management, the game changer in turning property documents into profits. We are not just another service. We are your partner in unlocking sustainable income and fueling business growth. With prime brokerage, collateral brokerage, credit brokerage, and land documents perfection, we are redefining what is possible for property owners and business owners alike. At Eclipse, we have built a primary depository platform, a secure, innovative space where property owners like you can lodge your documents and earn risk-free, sustainable income. For businesses struggling to secure funding, we provide collateral solutions you need to thrive and grow. Every move we make is backed by a rigorous credit appraisal process, so you know you are in safe hands. Find us at Adenta Barrier near Medi Moses Hospital, beside the West African Senior High School wall. Call 054-383-2466 today. At Eclipse Collateral Management, for property owners, we say, think safety, and decent income. And for business owners, we say think funding before projects.
This statement is by the members of parliament of the 6 constituencies in Kusau in the Upper East region and Kusau's opinion leaders, residents in Accra. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, it is a tried knowledge that our land of Boko in particular and Kusau in general has been involved in ethnic conflict for some years now, largely because of the Nairobi's void, illegal, purported enslavement of a rival chief of Boko. We state without equivocation that Boko has one, and I emphasize one, legitimate chief in the person of Zuran Asigiri Abugrab Azoka II since April 1984. The government, through the Ghana Armed Forces, has deployed military officers and men and other security agencies to prevent the loss of life and property and to keep the peace of the area. In the afternoon of Sunday, 13 July 2025, ostensibly in response to an attack by unknown gunmen on a vehicle under military escort, the military personnel in Boko went on rampage and murdered 6 people, maimed more than 20 others, and caused huge destruction to the property of citizens in Boko. Some of them looted the shops of the people and made away with huge sums of money.
EpaHoaDaben Sinupi na nokre eye baako pe.
Zebila Mrashebejani now turning Emra Omo imiti the press over a Boko crisis. It's one of the issues I've been dealing with in area. But young come back to a accountability series, the energy minister who is also in charge of green transition, Eteki 10, Emma Oyeye. One of the key issues to raise here and say, or put you on record, say ECG is not up for sale. And I quote, or say, let me put it on record again that we are not selling ECG. What we are seeking to do is involve the private sector, particularly in the billing and collection segment. Na me kwa homa no so akodi nkomo ketua biaba na metie impenifo so adwenkyere e wosa ensemi eho. Benjamin Insia ete eye energy nkomo na se papa na munyina mo beka ya brano yade a yene no edi nkomo ema okire na adwene ewo ensema hodo ho. And ECG has come up variously ewo yenkomodie mu a ano awie nso mepese bene no etwetwe nkomo na meje na adwenkyere ewo ensem a epie ewo dwumadie na se Benjamin Insia eye openia wada Center for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy ano ayetwanitia ese semse ben notimen kan happy FM sune memoajo. Hello ben notimen kan happy sune memoajo. Ben notimen kan
meton ka ya minia
yo medase bebre ne omre ene awie energy minister achirimu esen esisudia say ECG is not up for privatization and I say see a ton ECG. In our previous conversations, I have picked your thoughts on senior public sector workers or union no every now and then almost objected to privatization. But with the model minister no actually mu eye enrano eye neno ususu say is this the way to go and or say if there will be any private involvement the billing side of the business. Ena omobehwe any collection and no ne be a omobema private hands abem but me no mienu ya we say and I know say him say Haptel is providing that service. There is already some level of private participation or the billing and collection a segment of the business. What do you make of a binding with the future of ECG?
That's me. I think that our position on this particular subject has always been clear. Abribiano, Ejina Farconse, ECG, Neno, Oje, the financial position are very, very bad. The liabilities are higher. Nekra Minister and Science stresses liabilities of ECG no enam 67 billion. Oje, the ability to mobilize revenue from the sector as well. Very low. Who they compare countries like Cote d'Ivoire. Mobilizing almost 95% of revenue from end users. Now they to tier average around 49%. It means that ECGM on the home modeling will share ECG in terms of more ability even to stay positive system losses in recent times, and but some of these workers are more agitated against private sector participation. Most of these workers any more, but it is not doing well. So, say buying a cassette or the uncrankly boom, our motima mobilize Sikano. Man is more uncrankly mobilization, a bit more ama revenue mobilization drive, are penetrated to almost 90% or 95%. Same way other countries are doing with their distribution companies now. I think that any of them are doing. So earlier, and I buy my case, I say any privatization, private sector participation, and private sector participation is similar to vertical integration, where we are able to introduce new retailers into the value chain. The new retailers, and every retailer power, Ediamayan. Na omasa di ye nimba kojisika no ediama aban. The ECG maintains as the operational aspect of the value chain. So also performing the functions operationally. So we can maintain stability, maintenance in also infrastructure, also maintain infrastructure. So procurement also procure certain resources a bit more ama distribution positive. Also so that you because the private participants no bit me because ECG in terms of employment, a lot of redundancy. Would the ECG employment compare other countries in Latin America, in even Africa? The ESCOM of South Africa, the UMEME of Uganda, and then the Kenya of Kenya now. Yeah, your workers will be. But as to whether the workers are giving us productivity, it's another thing. If you must say, private sector boom, na private sector no be engender productivity. Ama yetimenya yesika here for the sector recovery now. I think that is something that we was yes support to. Nemum, and I mean, nemum. There are other conditions I was saying addressing. For example, if you're introducing a private sector in terms of revenue mobilization within the value chain, it's a private sector and also Bejisika. Now Bejisika now why need is it that ECG can movie because ECD and ECG 10 pesos per kilowatt and after 20 pesos per kilowatt. Chemudi kra amount crown crano and I say crown crano so crano. Also, the commission different, and commission is saying some of these things must be addressed in the transaction advisor, World Bank or any other consultant at the Bama Bank, because the young crown credit Babeka Hono, Yema ECG may cost recovery and I said the Fika was all general within the value chain Ejina Diogina, now crown credit so the Ebegina, it means that we are going to pay more for power. And that is unfair pricing. I think that we need to address that in the coming days. Two, was he addressing ECG debts, the liabilities are 67 billion. 67 billion, no, who is going to pay it? Is it that you can't ever mobilize and ever TB, EDHR? And I say, ECG, the operations, no, are still no pay, no, and ever TB, and ever TB, saying, because if we don't state clearly how we are going to fund the liabilities of ECG, Basana, most of these investors may be afraid on this reason because on Christ can also munya or munya. So we need to de-risk that aspect of the whole value chain that part. The other part private sector participation that the American, and I think the minister maybe the Kakano stressing on say you adapt to the best practices. But best practices no I was see making sure say enye minister no anase enye the deputy anase enye aban nyuma efobi, but we should ensure that political affiliated persons, political cronies within the business cycle no will not come and hijack this particular policy at the expense of state. I think that we need to lay down certain standards or certain requirements are a bit delimited and not de-risky political interference in the terms of this private sector participation. Because we have PDS, some form of political interference, it can be even from the U.S. government. It is political interference in this private sector participation. And lastly, I think that we also need to critically relook at PURC, which is the Public Utility Regulatory Commission. I was saying 738, and we need to amend it because we had it at the time, and now private sector participation, especially at the distribution level. And we need to critically relook at it and see how they can also be very independent in their dealings because directly they are under the presidency. And to more presidency, sometimes there's that executive arm on their operations. And I will say amend 738, they make sure say PRC so I quite remember I said the MPP government wanted to merge PRC and then Energy Commission. I don't know the position of this government. Yeah, almost some merge there. But if they are going to merge, I think it's a good thing. It saves a lot of cost and also it promotes efficiency. The FSA and the ACNEMA, this organization are very independent so that it can police the sector well because say who privatize it and also on private sector participation. Now PURC and also regulator no any 2 million to police the sector well inefficiencies will continue and private sector participants take advantage of poor regulation. I increase the tariff now. And from Pasombiamba, a branch or Monfa innovation, dear Emma, Monfa efficiency, deamba, Monfa any adaptive technology, and other dear human resources, David Timabua, and mobilize for the country.
You have looked at various levels of possible participation in private sector debate to me, play rules, and also me, but it appears with regards to ECG and its entirety, a binding focus with private participation, billing and collection. Now, my question is, my understanding is that currently there is a private sector player or providers our service, ECG. Is it the case, Obajuma and Sweni, they are under collecting into a binding yet satisfied with Ejuma Moyentino? He's still looking at possible and I say other private sectors provided service. The other issue has to do with ECG Nankasa introduces smart meters and when I was smart meters you have no option than to buy virtually with Momo, which guarantees the safety of Sikano any baby echo. With that technology, ECG edasu here a private player to assist in the collection of bills, Anna?
I think that we need to look at it from two perspectives. Okay. I think the penetration of prepaid meters, another prepayment meters, is around 40%.
That's remarkable.
Very remarkable. It was 60% are still prepaid and core.
Okay.
And I think if you listen to the policy directive of this particular government, now more zonalizing the country based on the boundary mission system.
Okay.
Zonalize companies no more to say no or more operational area no so. Sometimes yes, can if be any so.
Okay.
Until you zonalize yeah, ebema ankra like other companies no abedi open competitive tendering.
Okay.
So don't bet me am my rate very affordable. The last one I think it was so certain or restricted. And the restricted no be ana price or more my mana interest and a commission or more on any sale no higher.
Okay.
But the new open competitive tendering within the retail aspect now. Maybe almost they will get the opportunity to bid, and at that time they will bid very lesser interest or lesser commission, and at the end of the day, they help a state. As part of maybe the whole reforms, is that we need companies to bid with their terms, and if they are favorable, we get them to perform specific functions within specific zones. The zonalization is the reason why you call a larger scale. The other part is fair pricing. So fair pricing now, time baby, obesa to us 1 winia for. And also third is that your prepayment meters extra, and we want to broaden it across the country. And broaden it across the country, we need other private participants that be injecting some liquidity. They are not buying any security this year or the bed toss and manana technology. The private participants are adding technology back now infuse into the system. We do seek now what you recover cost, now what your profit margin kaka. I think these are some of the reasons why I'm buying airco. But at the end of the day, it is to be very efficient. You say mobilize canacase, you mobilize canacase, and I redeem me some debt in the sector. Now, stable power and so abba. Unlike earlier years, now that we are kind of, but I think that is the focus of government. But the medical cano, we need to be careful in such a way that Ebeboyan na enko say, because there are other countries in Africa and so on, through this particular private sector participation in Ambo, Nigeria, AAB, 11 zones. But then, Omo considers Ombetrum and as Omon Cocrabium. Uganda, AAB, also considers Opesotrum. You have to ask them why. I didn't know anything here. So some of these challenges now other countries are facing. We need to learn from Tanzania this same one to me. We need to learn from them and get a very nice best practice implementation framework. Participants boost to the supply of electricity as well as defraying some of the debt in the sector.
Maybe Musa the very last one na mema wonko na me any studio guest no so nto aso na mebusa. I think I heard the minister say and it's one of the issues I'm raising emra 1 CD per letter policy by I raised the issue of wastage in the system, leakages ahodo ewo ho a ema ekano eda so eba and near abine ya fa ho. The minister announced the about 200 plus contracts bia na enye favorable to ECG board no aba betwitwa sa contracts mu nyina. That must be encouraging to you in terms of fixing the wastages and leakages in the ECG system now.
Yeah, it could because contract termination has both sides, and we need to critically look at them in that regard. First of all, there's wastage. I would wasteful expenditure, and for that matter, you need to terminate it. Some of these contracts were shrouded in corruption. Into corruption, you need to look at it. If be an unnecessary expenditure, cancel not terminate here, you do a lot of savings, and it also promotes efficiency in the sector. However, one terminating the one terminating the papamu, and a bit may lead to certain judgment debt. Beyond judgment debt, so terminating so no one communicate here.
Yeah.
A critique on risk in that sector be an investor be a Dachi Biano, operator supply products, and after be a open Aquanya say will be and supply products in Biamo Oslo because when you say or the product in the bar, which terminate contract at any time. So how we communicate this particular contract termination is also key. And my name yes be you will to me mule terminity. And my name yes be judgment that Makrana, it sends a negative signal to the investor community, especially OBB operator support to ECG and also supply certain resources to ECB. So communication is very key in terms of future. Send Yebe could do this particular case. But I believe that if say wasteful, is corrupt, is unnecessary expenditure, we need to terminate. But it must be based on legal approach. It must be based on laws. And yes, they are Yakukudrum, and I say a party abanti, and I fear the terminating.
EpaHoaDaben. Benjamin is Semedo as a Navy, and Neumbra. Well. Benjamin is here, and Waten Kano, or executive director, Emma Eye Semse. Now, Semse is Center for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy. Onona Wate Lenkano. Me koso na fe yaba studio na ene nkomo na ewo ho no ye de ni nyina ahyehye so na se de hyehye ne tie no so ubetime de wano ato nkomo no mu bi nkomo aye di nyina kire wadwene fo wadwene kire bra na amanfo nso ehunu what you make of issues ye di eho enkomo ye His Excellency President Mahama akase eyade a Galamsey describe Galamsey as a national emergency. Na emra mete se was a national emergency no. Na me hwe ni muse bia following that ye be hunu action chere sampa we have a national emergency on our hands. Which action has been a declaration of a state of emergency. Nature is declaration of a state of emergency. Minimum said 2024. December, very strong. Both civil society organizations, together with political parties, NDC, Petitiru, Esomu, Dendeng, calling for a state of emergency. Now, your man Penia Jia Tumuse, a national emergency. Are we seeing corresponding actions from government? Depicted the dire nature of the situation. In my studio, you would love to hear and listen to. Nurturing Apia Bwedi, a member of the NDC communications team, Wajin Ebja, Kamaldeen Ibrahim, a member of the MPP's communication team, Onoswa Jinebja, ono de opeso hunu ni ye bia Kamaldeen nokra wonkai, isan se nkofo freno amasama mbruni. Waje Nedja, me can say, yeah, as ended the pa, Umpama Sama Bibini. Anyway, gentlemen, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
I'm wondering what dear. As part of issues, I heard so Boko a crisis, you know. Say the latest happened on Sunday. The military are alleged to have given escort to Nkrofobi. Emma Omakwako vandalize property ahodo vandalize the statue of the Boko Naba. Out of it, Nipa Seksewu. NDC executives say so etin tesukoko. Let's just listen to them briefly. Na intimi and contextualizing komono eye.
In the Kosok traditional area, and the press conference dated 15 July 2025. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, we begin by expressing our profound gratitude to Almighty God for preserving our lives in these perilous times. We also thank you, the men and women of the media, for promptly responding to our urgent call in this critical moment of betrayal, bloodshed, and impunity. We, the undersigned National Democratic Congress constituency executives from the 6 constituencies within the Kosok traditional areas, Benjuri, Boku Central, Tusiga, Garu, Tempani, and Zabila, stand before you today, deeply alarmed and outraged by the deteriorating security situation in Boku and the total failure of this government to protect the lives, dignity, and rights of the very people who gave them power. On July 30, 2025, the people of Kusab woke up to what can only be described as a state-sponsored assault, not only on civilians, but on the very soul and authority of our traditional leadership.
EpaHoaDaben.
So bits and pieces of in some more NDC executives are a war Boko enclave a day a two a job. Before ancient common say na young call. Mitring, Mammy Shassi free or young Fabro Shassi na in the Hunkomo, Adama.
Mr. Brown, Medasi, na machia etiefo Mamemfa Chakasiama, the Minister of Government Communication, the Honorable Felix Ofusu-Kwakye.
Yeah.
Monday, I was with him at the Flagstaff House, or Jubilee House, and I must say, I can't Minister Bakwa or Bon Homodin. I shall say, a Jumapa, a bang ayano, he must be commended. And that sounds like I say, who ran the office, who say his arms are open for Ghanaians. The can say, as a Minister for Government Communication, there, who they are buying information at Juma. And you must open your arms for everybody. The warm reception from the secretaries to his office, I really admire that particular reception. And I pray, sir, he will do well as a minister. One of the very young guys are in Mohammed's government. And I believe he will do well.
He's an excellent communicator.
Thank you.
Will he open his arms?
Why not? I'm not a Ghanaian.
Are you sure?
Oh, I don't think so.
I'm a Saman Bruno.
The Felix I know. Yes. When you show so shower, we MPP ninti.
I'm telling you.
You see, Obejo Anna make us and I say run officer.
Kabadi, I must tell you, say he's a fine gentleman and he will go far in politics. Second, let me greet my MP. The Honorable Abdul Latif Dan. The MP for Ablikuma Central Constituency. Second time MP doing so well. And most of us were not surprised. Or that committee, Esansuye Vice Chair for Bakwa. Recently, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Bonabaso, I am a board member for Gapoha.
This month in the Yokone constituency with Happy on Wheels.
That's great. That's great. We'll be there. Sure. We'll be there. Maybe me MC office, the Honorable Frank in Cancer, doing so well, ensuring the congestion around Aboso Kain, Edeko Shukura, Russia, and other places. Yes, see a better so. He's doing very well. He's a proactive MC. On time to our office. Or Professor in Field Months. Thank you very much. Offer about 2 MCs in Accra Mbojuma, you can't bypass the MC for Ablikuma. Ablikuma Central Municipality. Brown, Mendawasi. With my background in history, Seme Camp Bokwa Sema, I tread very, very well and cautiously. Because I believe human life is the first thing I will say in as much as I go deep into history. You were the owners of the land in Boku, and you were settlers for her. Now, so I think when we start going into all these things, it raises concerns. Thank you very much. And the Americans say, "I buy and share." Now, Boku crisis, no, Sebi Yanswano. Essence, we can't live in a country where an area is seen to be a danger zone. Now, Sebi will be entering Koho, and an area who is so pussy workers call Hodoma, because uncle. Brown, ordinarily, if you're a government official, members of your family will raise concern. Reason not because Boku for Papa, but they tell us what is happening in Boku. So Betty could be, Ubeti Probi, and even at a point in time, no, Minyanti doctors, teachers, and a host of
government agencies.
Thank you.
Now close it down.
Close it down.
Senator, close it down. BOG, close it. You'll be a close it down. Commercial bank will be a.
And he may follow from the angle of being very sober. So Boku for there should be a time when all the arms, ammunitions must be down.
Ajubreo.
Esan say sabi, and yet will be a hinie DNT, and I'll be cool. And I don't think it is right because. We are one people with a common destiny. We must look at it from different, from one angle. We see ourselves as one. And America, as I can be say, there is also a court decision that must be enforced. If we are a country of laws, now court, I can say, now we are settlers. We must respect it. You see, Brown, one worrying trend is a Boko crisis now. I won't be too political. Because I'll say point blank, say the politicians have not helped matters. Be it NDC and NPP. You see, say, Udi nimpa life, politics. Now among fu now the politics are sebi emwa. There are cross section of people in Bokua. They become very much emboldened when NPP is in power. There are other cross sections where say NDC bar they become much more emboldened. But you see, the fact is that if you go to Boko, I'm not saying say those in Boko cannot buy guns, but we share the sophisticated weapons. I use in Boko. Nobody will tell you say a man for shechri. Tell Americano, I don't want to go into who is right and who is wrong. As I say, a ban say obi udia. We don't look so much of legalities, but the fact is that they should put down the arms. Me this press conference by the NDC executives. Okay. As I say, who the seriousness of the matter. Our moka say, Oma by NDC. And so on, they will take action.
Also by resign.
Thank you. That is what we want to see. As I say, what will you gain? Say, Boko, executive of either NPP, NDC. Na sebi, a man for a one crime, Kumasi, say, a bina bano, many appointments be, many you may be aye. Now, who there you are battling with your life. You see, what we have gotten to in the 21st century, no Brown, the action say, ye see schools, ye see hospitals, infrastructure. But Ekobani say, year in, year out, Bokonkwa de ye pesika, the amount police for, a soldier for to go and maintain peace. By the time you stop the war, no, we will say not other districts.
Okay,
thank you very much. In the south, no, they are far gone. And to yes, stress, no, stress, religious leaders in Boko, political leaders, our one cry, how say. You see, ne fair, and they say, Obaganes parliamentar, Boko Central MP, a majority leader, leader of government business. For the Wawa, Sebi Anka or Tina Boko ho, and a year kuntokwa. Will you be alive by now? So I think, sir, going forward, no, we should be able to appeal to the conscience of people there.
Very well.
But the fact is that among for Kasa, the soldier for Koho, police for Koho, the back still stops with the Boko people to stop the violence. But I blame government over time because you ain't been transing Kasa, a hanum dear, a no go area. Among for Kuntokwa. I'm from the south. I think government have not done well over the years. If this particular fight, air course will Kumasi, air course will Takrade, air course will Cape Costa, I ask myself, say, the kind of energy we are putting in to stop the Boko violence, no, will it be the same in these areas? I believe, sir, we shouldn't sideline people because of where they come from.
Okay.
Yanshe, na Boko crisis, no, Yanka say, aye ye, Oma ye bi omunjai.
But that's be really train. I mean, call Kawadi when I meet you on some thoughts on this matter.
Yeah, me that's it. And me started by say, me chair me constituents for. I'm a summer constituency MPP for more.
I said no, so me tear free.
No, so me starting for me do 30 seconds now. So me chair mo. Boku and then who started Boku, you have to be extra careful when you are discussing Boko. Here, Boko some years back, a business hub, but Enoko Boko, a ghost town, and it's looking like say it's becoming an area as if say there's a license to misbehave. It is looking like. To the extent say security personnel cry, meaning say oh post on more comfortable. You see, ya bedru baby ya bedri because of politics. Former President Mama, oye ni campaign.
Oye current president.
Me see former president. As in, no oye former no na America when he was in opposition. Let me put it that way. Thank you. Sorry. Yes, candidate Mama. Then thank you for the correction. Candidate Mama then Oko Bokokoye campaign. Yenina you can't from afar say Boko conflict, you know. There's some complexity about it. Utiechira You might end up saying, say, there is landowner, there is that. It may
That's
look
a simple matter.
it may look simple. And I'll call you. Our campaign message was simple. Say there's one chief here you recognize. And when you come, that is the only chief you recognize. Yeah. So to me, before he went there, I believe, say, this same chairman now we press conference and then would have briefed him, say, hey, be aha, oba, yes, we need him A, B, C, D, you frame. Because reliable information said 10 times now that before face some challenge, they came to a consensus, say, political party be a campaign, you that one issue, maybe your campaign. And that was a good decision. Udi oba be developmental issue and that one is peaceful. And if you are campaigning now, or campaigning expectantly, who person will be leading on mine. Unisonia taking one position against the others. So from for mediation, they will not feel comfortable. Because they already know your stance. And then the president who call
But that is the stance of the Supreme Court. Yes. And he was only reiterating the stance of the Supreme Court.
That's a stance. So then Mika say, if it is that simple, what is holding this? Let's just why is he taking it to Otunfo again? Because the Supreme Court decision is there. So just implement it.
I'm tempted to give you a certain background, but before say a bit deep in the politics of
so that is me.
Something
I'm trading cautiously.
Yeah, but something happened during more time, and this was just last year. Nanado did something good, and a holding Boko together for all the 8 years of being president. And then, the Attorney General went to court, secured an injunction against near or contested the legitimate chief. And the courts banned him from going to Boko, and the court banned him from holding himself as such for 8 years. Because of that existing order of the court, Boko was quiet on Koho. 3 months or 4 months to Yekoto Abano. He equally went through the legal process and was successfully court overturning the ban on him from holding himself and going to Boko. Yeah. So the expectation was that the Attorney General would have gone to court to challenge the decision of the High Court because there was indeed an existing order. The Attorney General wrote a petition the same day of trial petition or file, the same day of withdraw petition. The second day, the gentleman entered Boko. And now, it is a bus load of people. And now, a sample journey.
So, Brown, what's my background? So, I'm coming to read, say, based on that, and a candidate mama, a coca say, or no, or by any position.
They both recognize one chief.
That is what I'm saying. That if we're seeing it as that simple, what is holding it? Why have we run to Otunfo again? There's court decision. They both recognize what is holding. We hear press conference now. The people feel let down because no one feel said this was your position, and we knew when you just come. It was just 1, 2. Actually, maybe 2 months. Me say there's this audio. Me see so uska house apa. There's one woman around because Boku for yenimo house said omokano. It would mean a woman eka and she's disappointed. Say this wasn't what the president promised them, and they are feeling let down. And you can see it from their own. And
they voted massively for NDC.
Yes,
in some polling stations you scored 0 MPP 4.
Yes, because they first say once the candidate Mama has come here and he's taking that firm decision, this issue will be resolved. So that's why I'm saying that look. Oh, your campaigner. Sometimes you may. But that is all my point too. If court decision and the president feels like any peace, but so be it. Because the court over time, Charlie is getting out of. Or it has gotten out of hand. That is what I'll say. So I'm just saying, look, we should take politics out. People are dying. Bullet doesn't know NDC, MPP. Some people are caught up with a stray bullet because me too as a here. Because minko bokwa. Minko. But first, tama miko school wa. If I upe nyama yesi ko hu boku boys. Uni nipa ne kasa acha 3-4 days obenyama. Because na a business area okono. But I don't even think that many of them mama bekawa any tamale sa nyama.
Omo market ni na egu.
First upe nyama cheaper ya beka chose koboko. So if we've gotten here, I'll just say that once we take politics out of it, because to the extent that politics, one tribe, feel say they belong here, another tribe. Meanwhile, our constitution does not even allow formation of a political party based on religious, tribal, or those things. So if we are getting to that place, a political party should not be proud to say, yeah, dear, so belong here, you are for us, so belong here. Once you are dealing with conflict that way, then
you must stay neutral.
You must stay neutral. So I think Boku, that is where I'll end.
Very well. And as you end on that, I will proceed with you on John Mahame's description of Galamsey as a national emergency.
Okay.
Subsequently, the Attorney General ordered Iyoko to investigate the national organizer of the NDC and then the third national vice of the NDC in relation to Galamsey in Semia. I mean, your thoughts on this now?
Meba investigation now.
Okay.
Attorney General order. Who start your see President Mama see Galamsey
a national emergency.
Dabe no who ye.
Said they are collaborating man.
Oh, him. Because I have John Mama's speeches here.
Okay.
You can make reference online.
Okay.
In fact, media coalition against Galamsey caused President Mama to declare state of emergency.
Yeah.
Because our water bodies are being polluted. This was somewhere in May. Catholic bishop.
May this year.
Yes, 2025. Catholic bishops urged President Mama to declare Galamsey state of emergency and to 2025. You see, more opposition and more use of Galamsey DA campaign. There 2 weeks or so to 3 weeks to election.
And any more than
CSOs, civil servants,
civil society organizations,
all those things. So Ombe declares strike because Galamsey is a national threat. Where are they now? Galamsey now stop suddenly. Now, Sam George. Ocean the Facebook page or see the LI, that is LI 2462, or see the word he used should be repealed. Ya repeal ana.
There be aspects of it.
The same Sam George, accuse former President Nanado, says so person unstopping Galamsey within a week. He can't stop it. How many months into John Mahama's administration? 7 weeks. How many weeks? Calculate 2 weeks. Good. Now, the same Sam George Otieno, it's unfair to expect President Mama to end Galamsey in 96 days. The same person.
Obi also 2 weeks.
Also a week.
1 week.
Yet but they say it is unfair for you to expect President Mama to end Galamsey in 96 days and a week.
In all of this, Sam George is not the executive president.
May build the points. Now, the same Sam George. The church must speak with one voice on Galamsey. You see, Galamsey propaganda they tried roping in every sector of an state institution to speak up because pressure ebeda abenso. Now Uba Honorable Ablakwa on the Facebook page. Or see, it is either on the Facebook page where 4th September 2024. Or see, it is either we stop Galamsey or prepare for mass burial. Galamsey has stopped here now. Is he preparing for mass burial?
Obviously not.
Not. 7 months. But this was what he said. September, about 3 months to elections, right? Or see, we should prepare. Just within 3 months, that we should prepare for our mass burial. But now 7 months, I think we are living well and alive. Meanwhile, great. The same person, Ablakwa urges Parliament to demand immediate action as Galamsey crisis escalates. The word is escalate. Se kasa bibi escalate a tree wet me abwa. Aginsem. Se say omo timi abra no ase ana.
Say national emergency.
Good. So you see, yenhwe ya no kasa yiye. Now say obisa President John Mahama nkasa. At Sona, State of the Nation.
Yeah.
Or see, my government is implementing proactive measures to deal with Galamsey. Where February. Proactive, and also declare state of emergency.
On declare state of emergency or describing Galamsey as a national emergency.
The proactive measures in February should have yielded results.
Okay.
For him to be telling us, maybe a Galamsey edru, maybe I be 2 Galamsey at 100%. The proactive measures, no say I be do 40%. Then we know we are making strides.
So my reclaim forest reserves are no go areas.
Say no contemplate,
In spite of what reclaim forest reserves, I would say a national emergency.
Now, dear President Mama Biu.
Yeah.
Akufo-Addo has failed in fight against Galamsey. He must resign. This is Joy News on my Facebook page, 19th October 2020. I said the president must resign. What is he doing there? So, look, when it comes to the fight of Galamsey, these people have no excuse now. Simple. They describe it. That's why I asked you. State of emergency, or EpaHoaDaben.
It's a national emergency.
Because after 2020, you were telling the president, that is October 2020,
to resign.
You were telling him to resign. So now him say a issue because issue I bet me I'm call the president to resign. A serious issue. And I am fan said Nanado de one bonny woman didn't cry. I am fan when it comes to Galamsey. And I will share bo uncrow for a casa within a week. Usu share bo say ubeti me aye ni ye. Ubaye. Erastus Asari, Donko. A band Galamsey fight, we give it to him. Already, my reading media coalition against Galamsey, any Catholic bishop. This year, just a few months back, because it was a 7th month, 2 months back, they were calling on you to declare state of emergency. And this was a position of NDC, including Haruna Idrisu, saying that we should declare state of emergency. So almost the whole NDC team, their chorus was that we should declare state of emergency. Not all of a sudden. But me say, anti president, our president, say, Yamfa Galamsey in Tunche, and a faces some crisis where or Phyllis a state of emergency. By now, I can say no be handle no. So Phyllis again a national emergency where is he going to treat it by just delivering speech and leaving the issue like that? Absolutely not. If it needs the military to step in, they'll step in. If it needs some kind of concerted effort, chiefs, whatever, to come in, you will do. Me, I'm saying, one of the key ways of fighting Galamsey is to make the chiefs responsible. And put people's appointments online. These MCs and ministers, they will put, look, you are coming. This is the state of Galamsey. If you can't improve it, you shouldn't get worse.
If I come with KPIs,
yeah. If you can't improve it, don't let it be worse. And so I bet to say, 2 amuna baku 10. You're 2 the 11 for an hour.
And that reminds me, IGP can say, Obe rotate commanders of what districts, Obe Galamsey, Obe rotate Omata or say, I'm not too sure if he's doing. I think we need to follow up on that.
You have to. You see, Galamsey fight, if the nation doesn't take it seriously, they have the money and the resources to influence. And once people look, some of these LGBTQ yet across the world, where they are able to push governments to kowtow to their whims and caprices, and they say, what the resources.
Okay. But one thing the president has done through the AG is to go for the big names. I say it was one of the promises he made, say, on Oba, Fianga boys ne achichuomo no, Obe mo amnesty na the financiers of Galamsey akwakochom because omo na achuomo abetime to ade na say.
So Brown, help me.
And they are the national organizer so.
Maybe help me. Before Oba the national organizer. Since President Mama ebe president. Big weeks are hina yachi.
Enchi obia. I said won to me na police for inviting over forest reserve no kudidi mu.
Won to me kra no omo anchi because not our site o. When we are the political attack. Because president in opposition say, Unkolana yachi omuno. Omu big weeks in the work on and what's a yenchi nkolano. But obaye, onuana bempa be law say, yachi Ghanaians, any foreigners no mumbeko. Now you're dealing with
any law policy.
Policy, good, sorry. Ghanaians nkolano no or try say because he was looking for their vote, seeking for their mandate then. No. Say there. Mukrano, ye chimuna brofone se said, and a Chinese for now, or we just reparate them. Now, you're dealing with you here. they have jailed many
young people.
Young
Ghanaians.
Since Obeteki, the mantle. Which country will you ever make a policy say we citizens more should suffer and the foreigner should leave? Bibi, mamin ko China ene. Namin ko jina omu ebia baby to say Odona. Big say namin junso keke.
Who overstay cry it mean?
They be say overstay them a boomerang.
Now junso want
me chese me junso o mu su mu keke. No mo chimia. No mo see Chinese ni na me be see the sono.
Yeah.
Onu mum na ebe deal because onu no Jimmy ana me ni na nante anke wo se onwo ni me. Ogwa won ni me nti.
Onu na ebe chim.
Come on sanko okrom. But you face which country does this policy?
It doesn't happen.
But you see for the fact say or say you investigate ni your friend is national organizer and those things.
The third vice chairman.
I'll
any Moncroft.
First and foremost, no, I'll say it's a good call or good step. Yes, that I'll say. Because why? The law presumes Obia innocent. Until say a competent court pronounce any person guilty. So say or see an investigator, I think their rights or more the chance to be heard.
Yeah.
And then when the facts are there, then I know the next step. So all that I pray is that no right has been violated. I will acknowledge that. They are going to be heard. If there are, after report, or after investigation, they should make the report public. So that may look like, because the national organizer and other people, for now, they've not been they've not been accused. And it's just
they've been accused of being involved.
Okay,
in
they've been accused, but they are now going to investigate them.
Yes.
So they are still not guilty yet.
Yes.
Yes. So if they go into the investigations, not omuhu bibi, whether they are guilty or not, they should make the report public.
Okay.
And then it shouldn't stop there. It shouldn't stop there.
Okay.
They have to send them to court of law because court of law now the authority to now know how to punish them, whether to jail them, refund, whatever. They can then tell. So it shouldn't be just say it's just there for decorative purposes. President, or no handing crop for.
Yeah.
And me, the reason why I'm siding.
Now the way your last point, Mami.
Yeah. The reason why I'm siding with this, sometimes, if you read gods are not to blame, right? Or say
the gods are not to blame.
The gods are not to blame. Or say if crocodiles eat their own eggs, what would they do to the flesh of a frog? So at least for the optics, say or investigating in Crawford, sometimes it may send signal to mind say because quite recently, Uti is it Etiwa and other places you see MCs be warm, other constituency chairman. But who to be facing military say Omubani constituency, they didn't inform him.
I interviewed him, he denied it.
Oh, but the videos were there, we saw it.
Where you saw the video?
When he blocked the police, the military, Aokachu said, this is his constituency. When they were coming, they never informed him.
I haven't seen the video.
Oh, I'll try and get it for you.
I would love to watch
it. So when I interviewed there, I didn't know.
Okay.
But the video. So I'm not to me, and they say, call, Ubet say, be a doctor in the voice in this animal. This is video. Such a charmer immediately. Okay. Meaning that Omar captured into the investigation now.
Meda was a nama call Unia Sona. Menowoka say Nra and a Meminia Sanis way. Omina intimidated name be the agronaturing. Emranti be Okucha Idiabi, UK. A friend of Sycamore Gap tree. A very historic tree. Our Omufendi agro cra. Emranti no my ribi. Oma brosram and omo fa doma machine enra and a grrrr omu twaduane to ho and now me no say they've been sentenced to 4 years and 3 months in jail for cutting one tree or felling one tree.
Yeah.
Joyce, I'm sending you that there to some for yeah. Pacho, nichi mamiti you.
Brown medase. Na meka se kaba le kasano.
Yeah.
Now, I was wondering whether he was in Ghana for the past 8 years.
Okay.
Let me set the record straight when it comes to the discussion of Galamsey.
Sharp.
For me, Menkase MPP has no right to talk about Galamsey issue. But when members of MPP can Galamsey issue, now Omo exhibit hypocrisy.
Nyachum.
Okay. And it's they are playing the ostrich. their course for the past 8 years, they were virtually not here. First of all, maybe some very, very important questions about these MPP people. And I would be very glad if my boss, Brown, you indulge me.
Oh, senior.
Brown, Pacho, name Professor Frimpong Boating. Unim chairman to me.
Papa.
Osansu name say L.I.R. a man who can say for the first time in Ghana's history. Obi bet me Raw Forest Reserve mu. Ako engage in mining no. Aba in the buy and so. So name. You see, Kamala Kansembi, yes, Galamsey issues. May I believe say the state must declare state of emergency.
Okay.
On Galamsey issue. Me for Western region. Now me go school Western region so.
Okay.
From Accra getting towards Beposo. Now we share in Sua na yetwem na nsu ni da ho wan na esaya. Nobody in their rights and because Galamsey and Toso. Secondly, utie reports ayeka sebe banchimpo ayedi no. Chemicals akum ayanhwe yi a some years to come will be affected. No one must tell you say Galamsey must stop immediately. Osansu tie say oko Galamsey areas. Ema ewo nkwara sebe some vital organs any hono deformity. No one should tell you say Galamsey must stop. And thirdly, we share the rate at which Galamsey sites and areas there is massive level of impunity, indiscipline. As said in Kwara or San Komuku school, Omo say Oko Galamsey site acha some few weeks. No one yintin education is on the brink of collapse. No one will tell you say Galamsey must stop. But the fact is that Sebi NDC are buying by about 7 months into government. Commitment I trust we are fighting against Galamsey is there.
Away.
Unless you are someone you don't want to see it.
It is there.
First of all, there have been directives through the IGP. Okayempo say any MMDA and a DCB who say Galamsey across your area no, you will be actually reshuffled or sent away. No, it's there. Secondly, also them say the Blue Water Guard are buying the abano. They have been deployed to ensure say Galamsey will stop. They are going to assist the state agencies of security. Ni akwese Galamsey no yebeso ano. Usansu nim say
Blue Water Guard for no mutwa na no movie bi no.
Me who is a movie. And what I saw they say they don't want Galamsey areas say omumwa na Galamsey no say be yenso ano. Usansu nim say this particular task force ya abano. We are ensuring that they help the agencies of states. Say the better Galamsey will actually stop.
Okay.
You see, are there a course where with reference to Mampeni through the AG say when you want here said there are some rogue task force of Galamsey almost rounds. Into Sebi these people have not been sanctioned by government. I did me no Babontin. The current NDC chairman organizer Joseph Yamin and a third vice chairman Honorable Abanga. I think it's a clear departure from a previous government beer. Issues about Galamsey see in the Tanonime Forest Reserve. There was clear evidence. Obo man he's somebody or try say Galamsey will be stopped in the country. Evidences were there. Ayehu machines are Sebi, the chairman of the MPP in Ashanti region. SA Forest. I have the publication here. Mampenyeka said he has no evidence to prove that particular chairman was destroying forest reserve. Press conference. Thank you. You see, sometimes is it the president who has the right to come and say so being near Boniana? Was the president a competent court of jurisdiction? Was he a judge? So, thank you, he's not an investigator. And clearly, it should tell you one thing, sir. The then president, Akufo-Addo, was not committed to fighting Galamsey. Esan said the little or the best he could do, they say, okay, report in Mensaka. Police for Hishemubi. Iyoko Hishemubi. Niya say, so I know money bia, he is cleared. Or your bonensua, near far coin so, I shall say a bit punishment. You see, juxtapose the two, Brown. Put John Mahama here, Nanado here. Clearly, Yefa Obia, he is committed in fighting corruption. So when Yanti Yenimpo say, members of his own party are engaged in Galamsey, no. One transfer, the Okaine say, wa forward the Iyoko. Or Hishem. Now, if there is any issue of complicity, they will deal with them. You see, if you pick anybody, now the insanity in him say, these are the issues, that person will tell you, say, John Dramani Mahama is committed in fighting Galamsey, and not a Kufuado. Maybe our first question be about Professor Frimpong Boateng. This is a man na or say Galamsey ekoso onana do aben no sebi ye be to ase otna se a year report 36 pages report a o ka say report no ontena so esa say Galamsey ekoso no sebi e ball mine Brown. I have always said say the several operations are the NPP government they buy to stop Galamsey, no, it was all a sham. Oh, wow. It was all shambolic. As say, you see, what the soldier for Monko Obuasi, Monko Sebi in Zima area, Monko Prisia, Monko Manso Menfin Galamsey so. Now you tuasie. Now wow minister, you have trust in him by appointing him as minister. Say my investigation will say Galamsey ekoso Sebi say ope. Amanfo a omo involved in it man hwe chire kra look within yourself na say o chi sankrofo we mu na case no kokota ye be hu the small boys behind Galamsey sebi the report was in the Jubilee House garden dust. Brown, it took the expertise and the ingenuity of a media personality like yourself who was domiciled in the US to be able to blow this thing out. And Kobiante said there was even a report. Samuel Kumwa, Professor Frimpong Boateng, the list, na say Galamsey ekoso government was involved no Obomudin. Say T40 a month for Obomudin no sebi they were in the government of Akufo-Addo. First of all, Obodin said the late Kojo Usofri Sir John. Na oye Galamsey ni bi. And he said, Abane Pese, Otuasia, he should talk to him. Second, was also say, Mampenina Sebi, Sister Nia, Oya Gabi Asayo Chedako, was mentioned in the 36-page report. Anka Mampenin could have investigated. Osanso Board, the then information minister, later I think works and housing minister, Kojo Oponkroma, he was fingered in it. Make sure the NTR. So compare, if you see MPP guys saying, say, John Mahama is not committed, they are totally not being fair to the fact. Yes, and say, compare the two. Or also, the then senior minister, any presidential advisor, Honorable Yusuf Mafudin, he was fingered in the 36-page report. Or also, Charles Owusu, he was then a special aide to Sir John. He was also fingered in the Galamsey issue. These are high-profile government officials. Osanso Joseph Albert Kwam, Edin. Now we have former MP for Manson Kwanta, Nashanti region. Yeah. Osanso Lord Comey. Lord Comey is a man in our constituency. I remember the role he was playing in the then government, in the Jubilee House. He was mentioned. And at this man too was mentioned, S.K. Buafo. I think he was working at Cocoa Board or so. And I say he was working in the government machinery. He was also mentioned. He was a board member of.
I'm very fair to all of you in terms of
come on, you spoke for almost 15
I can
minutes.
understand you are itching to talk. I can understand that. But this time
I'm saying all these things to show the hypocrisy in what Kamaldeen did.
So
Osanso Board, this particular person, and this particular person is even currently in Parliament. Your friend proposed were Frank or Bequin. You see clearly.
Now, Mamimbusa NDC, I will win. MP now, or no sooner him for born who you are say, or no Galamsey mutintima wa we no. And then the cancer investigation.
You see, I mean, cancer can be say you are a media personality. So, officially, say what the chief said, no. Then can't say it's a lie or it's not true. If we bring it to the attention of John Dramani Mahama, he will act on it.
So until
if you bring it to his attention, you act on it.
National security doesn't know about
Thank
this.
you very much. You see, if presidents,
MP.
No. Come on, I was speaking. You told me to be quiet. I kept quiet. Come on, let's respect our.
Speaking to the mic for me.
You see, it is not everything the president will hear that he will just act on it.
But that's why he has national security.
Are you telling me, sir, as a media person, there is a formal complaint to the president, say that particular person you mentioned, no, is involved in Galamsey, Mampini Actiana.
I just said be a formal complaint about that.
Brown, let's not mix the two. As a president, a lot of issues will come to your table. But the fact is that the moment the issue is brought to the president's attention, which we have seen in the case of our third vice chairman, Honorable Abanga, and our organizer, he is acting on same. I'm trying to juxtapose it to what happened in the 36-page document.
A petition was sent to him.
The president pretended, hear no evil, see no evil. And most of these people, some were even promoted. In the case of Protozwa, you see, what I can tell you for a fact, Mr.
Now we are, mommy.
This current president is committed. What, I'm an NDC member. What I think we should do is to declare the state of emergency. I will support it 100%. Because I think, sir, Brown, anything that can threaten our very existence as human beings, you know, we must not treat them with kid gloves. We must go with the full force and fish them out.
Go with the full force and fish them out. Meaning, say, I'm a Saman Bruni per reaction.
Yeah,
but you can put that together with the last issue. One CD per letter number.
So that you take, and I'll take the.
My point is that I'm giving you the time. Ubetimi di biya ore battles no now we're treating me last topic in Somami. We need time wa me kwasamba.
And the most people to deliver.
No, why will you allow the?
No, I've come to you. Say you asked for time. Yeah.
Of see Frimpong Boateng, Professor Frimpong Boateng, Abubo amount for din, and I like it. I say Yabo Udin. Brown, say ye
Yabo Udin Yafro.
Say ye report. Na Yabo Udin. Say no interest why BB. Unless you are called before a commission to come and answer.
And no crunch why BB.
Yeah, that's why they will have to listen to you. So Utiha na Obubo amount for din.
Were they called?
Na Obubo amount for din. The same Frimpong Boateng report.
And then you know boy in a Tiam Rebiana.
Oh, some guys are Tiamra. So ono all Obubo no say omu MPP for. It means according to the assumption no omu ya BB or they were involved in Galamsey. Meaning this report no reading Prof Frimpong Boateng the evidence be attached. But the president says he's going to The president said he's going to act on it. Is that not it? Yes, those people will be given the opportunity to come and speak.
But his point is that President Kufuor didn't act on it.
But in the same report, you know, now it used to be on my phone. I forgot. I think some 36 or something like that. Professor Frimpong Boateng say there are far more NDC members involved in Galamsey than MPP. Do you believe him?
It was in that report.
Yes.
Which page was that?
I'm telling you, I used to have it on my phone.
This MPP's I used to have it.
No. Someone said, I was making
and what stopped him from mentioning them? What stopped him from mentioning them?
What stopped him? Well, he wrote the report. And I don't... So, when himself Frimpong at a point had a problem with the government. You know.
That was after the report.
You know. That
after the report.
His issue started with the government before the report even came out.
Because he felt that the government was fighting him.
Allergy say, Enukranti na ma leaky report. So we are report how the man president. You are not supposed to leak it, but leaky reporting. You see, I won't come and sit here and justify say obi say environment. I won't come and sit and justify. But to me, all this while to me has told you say our license to operate. He said it under your government. Mwaba. Some feel say why BB fishes. Someone inviting you to Iyoko. Wako bail no.
Ako CID.
Yes, CID Iyoko. Some feel say why BB. The back stops with you.
Is it not interesting to you, sir? He was never called by any state institution during Emrana More Power after sa documentary in Beto Jano.
But we more friend no what BB are more kind so far. Have they accused him of something? Because question no
CID4 Babontin issue a statement why they arrested him or why they invited him, and they stated three things. mining in a forest reserve, mining without proper authorization.
Thank you.
And destroying flora and fauna.
Yeah, flora and fauna.
They use the expression like that. They have accused him directly. In fact, they made him write his caution statement.
They have accused him. And they've pronounced him guilty.
My point is that
they've
under Kufuor, no state institution ever called him out.
The issue is that I don't speak for him, but the issue is that he said it several times. Even NDC by Yokra. Also, our lands are the operating. You've heard it several times. Also, he's not involved in illegal mining.
Yeah, he can say that. But why did state institutions show interest in the matter?
But why is it that he can say? I don't honestly. He can say it, but near you can say the troy there. You want me to believe? Say,
you asked me, said, "Dear, no more accusing you of."
Yeah, because they've not accused him. They have accused him. No, they've only accused him. Say he's done A, B, C, D, and they are investigating. Some feel said they have evidence enough. What would they do? They'll take him to court.
And I'm saying, I don't know one more time while reporting a buyer. No, CID for the time I'm Fred Papa. No, in spite of the fact to say, coalition against illegal mining made a formal complaint to the IGP. Because I interviewed Dr. Kenashigwe. I say, Kubusa IGP said, near Erastus on a report to Muno, Omohuana, also be for formal complaint, and they did it. He was never even invited nor arrested.
The commission, coalition sent a report to the IGP.
A formal complaint.
But I don't have any evidence to contradict Nyoka whether he IGP and in Ankasa. That one day I can't really dispute that fact. But me, I have heard Chairman to me several times saying, our license to operate. And I take his word for it. But I say, CID need Iyoko investigating. If they're able to prove, say there be in the court of law, say, we engage in no. Ebiana our lances, but Ebiana expire, and our lances no was to cover within some square meters. But Ebia wako beyond data. Then that one, the court will decide.
For allowance, and I'm sorry, so.
Says idea. And then I think who is this Swami spare parts dealers almost started complaining this levy issue. You see, you don't come into government where your propaganda to me, then you come into government, you still think you want to do propaganda with it. Ebini said Bank of Ghana, Mr. Jun said they've injected $1.4 billion.
I'm not discussing bank.
No, me see Ebini said I'm not. I'll finish right now. Me see Ebini said what I say.
Yeah.
Meaning your propaganda, the reality will catch up with you with time. We'll see where you betting tax free hall, where you e-levy, and it's going to put about 2.5 billion to the pocket of Ghanaians. This tax, they normally say 1 cedi. Me say 1 cedi, 1 cedi per liter. But they just make it seem say 1 cedi. And you got a full gallon crap. You are just paying 1 cedi. And it's a full gallon. Who to your 4 cedis. Government had the 4 cedis free. Now government around 2.5 actual bottom or you 5 billion free bottom. Yakoya na ya buy.
Me that say. Nichirin. Yampong.
Last week, 30 seconds. Beth and Deaf Brown for better 3 months in a common paper you be printed Beth.
Brown, the mechanism with the Galamsey issues though. Kamal and Kasampuanke. I must be very frank with you because you saw how he was struggling to explain his points.
Did I tell I was struggling?
Because you see,
he didn't say you said or say did I see?
He said did I see? But you didn't see.
Come on, allow me to flow. You see,
you know that
issues are about with reference to Galamsey. No, what I can tell you for a fact is that the commitment to fight Galamsey, MPP had zero, and NDC is showing the way now. If I can understand how he's struggling to explain his point, but the fact is that I'm sending a caution to all MMDAs. So the president himself is committed.
How is NDC committed when Okase Obabe repeal an entire airline? You rather
in my capacity as a Ghanaian.
How do you say they are committed?
Yes.
When opposition will say state of emergency, no buyer,
Bami, that's it. You see, he asked me a question. In whose capacity? Anything that can destroy life, you don't need capacity to be able to talk about it.
Okay.
So long as the president himself is committed in fighting this, all government appointees must also take a cue from that. As say, Mampenino are committed. I mean, for issue about fuel prices, the D-levy. What I would say is that, is it Brown?
Yes, sir.
When you say, Ghana as a country, because of our intention to become much more industrialized, you hear light for almost everything. You hear Sika to also be able to hold the levy, keep the light on. What I can say is if we are able to pay 1 cedi to be able to ensure say our light is on, Ghanaians will appreciate that. More than an e-levy, you didn't see what it was being used for. More than a betting tax. Now you are the crowd. Into the fact is that see the goodwill that the government has. It is not up to come out to say because of the fact that it's de-levy, Ghanaians should be angry. I would prefer to pay de-levy to ensure my light is on than to pay an e-levy. Not say they are engaging in chop with that particular one. Never do so. But before I end, and it's so brown. My name find Chakasiyama Patrick Elulu. Okay. The Deputy Communication Officer for Ablikuma Central. He has been appointed.
Train Meda say Yemfensi Anamada Kamadi Swase Meda Timina say Namada Reno Jimana say Jimaima and of course Joyce. Midine Bismark Brown, you can call me BB. Yami Adomochine Bese. Up next, happy